Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello, welcome back to another episode of The Watchable with me, your host, Jean-Luc Welch. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And hey, we're here, we're live, and we are 3 days away from one of the biggest fights, not just of the year, but the last 5 years. Crawford versus Canelo. The countdown is here. The time is almost upon us, and we got so much more to talk about on this show in regards to this fight. And we're so glad to be back with you on today. Yes, it's Wednesday. I know, like I said in the post, we had some difficulties in terms of a lot of everything went wrong on Tuesday when we're supposed to. But hey, we're here now. And also, don't forget, we ain't just celebrating the fight, but we celebrate me. Because hey, it's my birthday, doggone it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get us excited. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We both, let me put it everywhere. Yeah, baby. It's my birthday. We going all out. We going insane. We going crazy because we celebrating my week of me being older, wiser, stronger, better, and all around the pinnacle, the prime of who I am. And what I can be. We thriving and we surviving and we living, and all we gonna make the best of it, all with you and your support. So we celebrating, y'all. Yes, sir. Get excited. Let's make today and the whole week the best day that we can make it, and the best week that we can have. Because I'm telling you, we're gonna have so much to talk about. It's a birthday celebration for a reason, and it's gonna just look at the lineup that I got for the week. On this week of my birthday, boy, we got Crawford and Canelo. Then afterwards, we got Inoue versus Akmanali. Lord knows after that, and come November, we got Benavidez versus Brian Norman Jr. Oh, excuse me, Benavidez, not Brian Norman. Benavidez versus Yard. We got Brian Norman versus Devin Haney. It's gonna be everything's coming to roses. Now that I done made it another year, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Ain't it just the greatest thing? I tell you, life's looking up. Eyes looking up. It's looking up. It was looking down a little bit yesterday, but it's looking up now. Oh, it's looking mighty fine, mighty pretty, mighty sedity. And I tell you what, it's going to be, it can only get better from here. And we appreciate all of your support. And again, for those of you just tuning in, we done forgot to do the intro like we're supposed to. For those of you just tuning in, hi there. My name is Jean-Luc Welch. This is the Watchable, where we talk about everything from boxing and beyond, NFL, NBA as well, again, once the season's come around. But predominantly, we're a boxing show. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Had to do a switch up the schedule a little bit. Had to go there, make some shifts, make some changes. But hey, we still operating like we need to. And instead of it being Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to go 3 days straight. Wednesday, today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday. Oh, and then Sunday. Oh, yeah, it's probably going to be 5 straight streams that we're going to be doing, all leading up to the fight, and it's going to be a joy to have with you. But again, if you haven't already, leave a like on the stream. Yes, come on, leave a like on the stream. Go on and get likes and comment your thoughts and opinions on whatever you want to discuss right here in the chat down below, and we can post it right here for the world to be able to see. Also, be sure, if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you know whenever we post right here on YouTube, as well as okay, come join the Empire and subscribe to the channel. And please do share the show with everybody that you know so we can keep on building up this empire together, all with you and your support. We can make this possible. We've been growing so exponentially, so exorbitantly. It's been a phenomenal grind and a phenomenal ride. And now that we're here, it can only get better. But it's all with you and your support, helping us out with making this channel as big as it can be. So if you do that, I'll guarantee you we will grow, we will flourish, we'll shine, we'll become the hottest show in all the globe. We already are, don't get it twisted, we already are. But from the standpoint of the wider acclaim, of the universal recognition that we're looking to get, oh, trust and believe we can get it. We can get it absolutely with you and your support. And we appreciate all of you tuning in right here, right now. But like I said, hey, it's my birthday, or rather, it's my birthday week. I ain't gonna give you all the actual day, but it's my birthday week, and we're gonna be celebrating all week long, all 5 days, 5 straight streams, talking about the world of boxing and beyond, most likely, all devolving around, or all revolving, that's the word I was looking for, all revolving around one particular topic in the world of boxing, and that is indeed Canelo versus Crawford. Yes, indeed. And we are so excited to discuss. And we've got some news. Wait a minute. Almost forgot. We got some news. This ain't just about a celebration. We got some news as well in the world of boxing in terms of Terence Crawford with a potential injury on the horizon. Oh, yes, indeed.
Hey, look at this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It is something that is very much disheartening. But is it valid? Is it not? We're going to delve into it in regards to the shoulders of one Terence Crawford. We're going to delve into that and so much more on the show. So we appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you listening. And please, one more thing. If you want to support the show, or just bless your brother with something great on his birthday, hey, we ain't got monetization just yet. We're working on it. But we got Cash App, we got PayPal, we got links down below in the subscription. If you want to support the show, help make this thing bigger and better, help to pay the bills, keep the lights on, and trust to invest in this show to make it bigger, grander, more technical, all that stuff. You can do it right here through, wrong way again, through these means of supporting the channel. You can help make it possible for us to be able to grow exponentially and to flourish, shine, and evolve as a show. Because again, with viewers like you, we can make this show spectacular. But it's all with you and your support. And hey, if you want to celebrate, drop your brother something special for his birthday. Give me some gifts. Give me some whatever you would pay for a bottle of cognac. Hey, I don't drink. Just give me the cash, and I'll be perfectly fine. Yes. If you would normally buy a brother some Hennessy, hey, give me the cash. That's worth the Hennessy. I'll take it and I'll use it to good use. Oh no question about it. Oh yeah. Money's a plenty. I ain't begging. I ain't pleading. But hey, it's tough living 365 days a year. I think I deserve some restitution. To quote Shannon Sharp. But still, we having too much fun. We're having too much of a good time. We have so much that we need to discuss. But again, if you do want to support the show, hey, links in the description if you want to. If you so choose, we do appreciate it, and it will mean the world to us right here on the channel. But as we're going through right now, let me real quick make sure I got this stuff right, so I can have the titles up. Oh, dang it ain't spelled right. Hold on. Hold on, wait, gotta make sure it's spelled right. All right, there we go. Oh my, wait, hold on. Wait a second. It ain't supposed to look like that. We're going to rock with it. We'll adjust with it as such. Again, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to adjust with it as such. But yeah, as we see for the first topic of this show, as we're going through, I don't know why the size changed, but the title stays the same because it is indeed a huge deal in the world of boxing right now with, yes, you're reading this right, we got it centered. Crawford might be injured. Oh, Lord. No. My word. Oh, Lord. We can hope. We don't want that. We ain't asking for that, but my gosh, we might just have it because right now we have some news, or rather some rumors in the world of Terence Crawford with him having a shoulder injury. Yeah, all of a sudden, some people are getting mighty shaky with this fight, mighty concerned with how exactly this fight's going to go with this injury coming afoot and now being genuinely flared up with it. Now, full disclaimer, report was on Twitter, I believe from the account, what was it? I believe it was it pound for pound? I got it up. I got to find it. I got to say, but regardless of which, report came out on social media going over that Crawford is potentially injured for going into this fight, roughly 3 or 4 days out into this fight with Canelo Alvarez. The biggest fight of his life potentially will be laden with excuses, legitimate circumstances, whatever you want to call it, with Crawford having an injury to his shoulder. Now, is this valid? Ain't nothing come out yet. Ain't nothing been abjectly told to the public. So we are here questioning, is it real or is it not? Let's put something to bed right now. I don't know if it's real, but it might be believable. And here's why, as we delve into the show. You got to understand that going into this fight, beforehand, Crawford had already dealt with an injury before to his shoulders. going through it and actively, working out, trying to gain the muscle and all that stuff. Good, bing, bang, boom, gets to 168. What did he do? Before that, however, I think it was with Madrimov, might be before Madrimov. I think it was after Madrimov or during the Madrimov fight. Got injured on his shoulder. I can't remember which one, but got injured with the shoulder and had surgery on it. Said he could fight Canelo in May or after May. He will be available to fight and make this fight happen. That's why the fight's out in September. Okay, him being injured or re-aggravating the injury. What happened? Don't know. How it happened? Not sure. Nothing's been said. But what I do know is that it's not outside the realm of possibility that this could be real. It's not outside the realm of possibility that it could be real. Not at all. It's not at all. And it's because of we've seen injuries like this flare before in the past. I can almost guarantee you, if Arthur Beterbiev keeps on fighting, you're gonna see that knee injury that he had flare up. We've seen with Shakur Stevenson, he's gotten injured, got surgery, and then what happened? Boom, punched Josh Padley in the stomach, re-aggravated the injury, broke it again. With this fight with Crawford, while nothing's been stated, wouldn't put it out the realm possibility. Okay, seems it's not uncommon. It's not outside of so conspiracy type of laden news, just to get people talking, just to get people to buy in or buy out of a certain situation. Well, most likely won't know until after the actual fight itself. Probably won't know. Most likely will not know at all up until after the actual fight itself as to whether or not Crawford is actually hurt, or if this re-aggravated situation is real. But this does make me very concerned in regards to this fight, because if in fact this is real, if it's real, we're looking at a bad situation for Terrence Crawford. If this injury to his shoulder is real, we're looking at a bad way for Terrence Crawford because of who he's going against. It's Canelo. And no, it's not just because of the talent. No, it's not just because of the ability. It's because who do you think, if there was anybody to have hurt shoulders against and to have a situation where anything on the upper parts of your arms are vulnerable, it should not be against Canelo. Because this man is going to go through and absolutely try to destroy the rotator cuffs of Terrence Crawford. My gosh, if this is true, you just gave this brother a window of a green light to go and do whatever he wanted to do. From the standpoint of I know where to land, I know where to punch, I know what to look for in order to hurt this brother and to get him out of it. Whether you want to test this shit or not, bump that. We're gonna make it so that the brother just can't punch it off. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna try to do. That is what he's gonna. I guarantee you. Oh, this is just a Pandora's box of violence waiting to happen on the side of Canelo Alvarez, because this buddy now has more than he's got now 3 targets he can hit: the body, the head, and now the shoulders of Terrence Crawford. He was already going to hit the arms, but now he can choose to aim high and be like, "Yep, this is work. This is great work. This is great damage." Even before this potential re-aggravated rumor, or this potential rumor of a re-aggravated injury was going to come about, one thing we didn't talk about on the show was the fact that this man could indeed still go through and still target the formerly injured shoulder of Terrence Crawford. Again, even before these re-aggravation reports, or rather speculations. Now, if this speculation is true, guess what? Even if it's not, Crawford or Canelo is still going to put that to the test. He's still going to aim to land shots on that shoulder and really see if he can break them up. Break it up. Oh, make it hurt. Make it scream. Cause it to pulsate, to twitch, bruise, shoot, punch it off if he can. This brother's going to do everything possible to cause Crawford to go insane with pain. I promise you, He's gonna do it. He's gonna try to do it. Now I'm not again. We don't know if it's truly valid that it's reactivated or not. But we do know what's gonna be tried by Canelo now, at least from the standpoint of looking to add to anything involving the game plan as the fight gets closer. This would be the one thing. Target the shoulders of Terrence Crawford and see where it leads you. Because they led you on before against everybody else. And it sure enough would be stupid to not try to take advantage of that now. Especially if it's a fresh reaggravation. All right. Stuff can get dangerous. Stuff can get really dangerous. So we gon' oh boy. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Absolutely. Also, we got people in the chat. Like with 3410. What's going on, brother? Happy birthday. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Happy birthday to me. We appreciate you tuning in on the stream. So glad you're with us on today. Thank you so much for the support and for the B-Day wishes. Absolutely. Makes it worth my while. Like I said, I love doing this. I love doing it with you all. It's a phenomenal thing. I've done aged up. Then went around the sun. The whole week we celebrating. And we got streamers. We got sounds. I can't do no music because I ain't trying to get no copyright. I think I definitely ain't trying to play that birthday song. But that thing, somebody owns that. If you did not know, quick side note. If you didn't know, somebody owns the copyright to the birthday song. They didn't know that everybody normally sings around, at least around America. You know, somebody owns those rights, and so I am not playing that song or anything else that might be potentially copywritten. So that I'm not gonna get struck on this channel. I ain't having it. But we appreciate the birthday wishes. Thank you so much, 3410. Thank you for coming in. And hey, I still want to hear from you about the show, or rather on the show about this fight. I want to hear your opinions, your thoughts, any new inclinations that you may have about what can transpire on the night of the fight. We definitely want to hear from you. Absolutely. And again, full disclaimer, normally we do this Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Have some technical difficulties. That's why we're doing it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday instead today. So we're just going to give you the best show possible. But we appreciate you coming out. And happy birthday to me. And thank you for wishing to. It means the world. Means the world. And again, this community has been so phenomenal. It's been so great. Y'all have helped make this an indeed wonderful birthday. And just the whole growth of this channel has been incredible. And again, it's all thanks to you all for valuing me as somebody worthwhile. Hey, I tell you, we're small, but we're mighty, and we're growing day by day, and I couldn't do it without you all, so thank you all so much. But again, we are still, in regards of the bigger thing, also, if you want to, if you want to do a gift, shameless plug, or just support the channel, Cash App and PayPal, links down below, if you so choose. You ain't got to do nothing, but if you want to, helps to make this show bigger and better, invest back into the show, and helps to make this worth your while. Or do it right, it's already worth your while. Helps to make this even more elevating in its production value. Oh yeah, we can make it happen, but we appreciate it. If you don't, no problem. Sit back, watch and enjoy, and just share the show with everybody that you know. Let them know what we got going on the hottest show in all of the globe. Absolutely. But again, as I digress, going back to this Crawford injury with, again, a game plan, or rather a third avenue going involved with this fight with Terrence Crawford versus Canelo, with the injury to the shoulder, now going to most likely be a definite target for Canelo to use. Does this change my opinion on the fight? That's the real question. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. Oh my. I'm telling you, people, after this, again, nothing's even confirmed, just after the rumors that this might be true. All of a sudden, some people changing the tune. Maybe Crawford ain't gonna be able to win. Maybe Crawford won't be able to take it. Maybe Terrence Crawford is really too in over the head, because the only way he could win was to be absolutely perfect. Lord knows now he's compromised. Oh my. To quote Kendrick Lamar, the brother's compromised. At least not mentally, but physically in this regard. So can he really do everything necessary to be able to win against one of the greatest of all time in Canelo Alvarez at his weight class? Some people changing their tune. Me, I'm not. One, because I don't know if this is valid or not in the rumor of if he's injured. And two, even if he was injured, which would still be a big blow, still, when it comes to Terrence Crawford, one, the toughness of him has been stated number of times throughout the years, but he got shot in the back of the head and drove himself to the hospital. So I don't believe that a shoulder injury is going to stop him from being able to push through to get what he needs done, though it would be typical. But at the same time, it does draw a level of unease, a lot more unease than I would have liked, because I'm being real. And if you want to see the whole breakdown on why I chose Terrence Crawford, hey, last week's episode. In fact, I cut out a whole hour of the episode and just put the straight up fight game plan on the channel itself for you to be able to see it in a complete video. Oh yeah, start to finish, absolutely. You can go watch it. But though this is concerning, it's I do think he can pull it out. But it's now I'm not just concerned on if he gets caught to the chin. Now I am concerned on what happens if he does get landed on from those shoulder shots with Canelo, and we see that muscle tense up. We see that you ever caught a cramp? When you catch a cramp and you go through it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh! You start screaming and yelling in pain, and you start locking up. Rigor mortis takes over, and you ain't dead yet. You start to get stiff everywhere all of a sudden. Part of it is because we just dehydrated. Y'all need to drink some water. I do too. That's probably why we cramping so much. But I get that's neither here nor there. But when you're aggravating injury, especially if it's a muscle or shoulder or any joint and or muscle type situation, you'll start to stiffen up if you get aggravated. What if that happens to Terrence Crawford? That's where I'm concerned. He'll try to push through, but that fight to push on top of the fight to box with Canelo, boy, that's going to be a time and a half to play with. It's concerning. It really is concerning. But let me see what you got to say. Let me see. Love mom, don't play. Hey, man, I'm right there with you as well, and I'm happy that you tuned into the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave a like on the stream if you haven't already, and come on and keep on supporting. Come on and keep on liking. Keep on sharing. We appreciate you coming through. But let me read what you got to say right now. But jumping up and beating Canelo is like, in a way, I think is that in a way? I think in a way. It's like in a way jumping up and beating Tank. No way. Now, see, yes, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. From the standpoint of comparative classes, from the vein of a steep jump compared to another steep jump, while the Tank and in a way weight classes, yes, are indeed a lot less than the likes of a Canelo versus Crawford. Understandable. Still, the truth still is valid. Crawford moving up in weight would be as if, or at least moving up to 168. Would be like, in a way, moving up from 122 to 135. More aproposly, this would be like, in a way, moving up from 122, and instead of going to 126, he jumps straight to 135. It's like that. It's preposterous. I dare say even 140, if you want to go from the standpoint of extremes. No, it's a very insane type of situation. So it's I get why people would say, this is not possible. It can't happen. We also have to look back at history and say, it's been done before by other greats. Don't forget, again, Inoue started less than 115, I believe. He was either at 115 or below 115 before going up to 122. Him fighting and being this dominant at 122 is insane in itself. But understand that already. He's already defying odds with him moving up 4 weight classes, becoming undisputed in 2 of them, at 118 and at 122. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous. Nothing about Inoue, from the standpoint of a stature standpoint, should be able to compete in all likelihood. We were comparing Inoue to Pacquiao because Pacquiao had moved up 8 weight classes from 108, below 108, but had stones in his pockets to make weight for one of his fights and came into the fight 98 pounds. Went from that to 147. That is a preposterous type of leap. So, but we've seen it before. Roberto Duran started out at, well, I think might be below 135, or at least we know his prime was at 135 pounds. Handsome stone, Roberto Duran. The man who beat Sugar Ray Leonard in a knockdown, drag-out brawl in one of the greatest fights we've seen in boxing history in their first fight. The buddy went and beat Iran Barkley later on and faced off against Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. Faced off against all four kings. Became a champion in multiple different divisions north of 140. Competed again at light heavyweight at one point in his career. And was actually doing the work. We've seen it as Sugar Ray Leonard moved up. Remember, he was also at 135. He fought at 140, 147, 154. He fought at 160. The brother fought Tommy, I think Lalonda, excuse me if I'm saying his name wrong, at 168 after fighting Marvin Hagler at 160. So this was at an older age. And he won, and he beat him for the title. Tommy Hearns moved up and down all the time. Henry Armstrong held the championship at 126 and at 147, I think simultaneously. Or at least he jumped from 126 to 147 to fight and win the welterweight championship. Or the super welterweight title. He did it. He absolutely did it. Bob Foster competed at heavyweight and light heavyweight. Vander Holyfield moved up from cruiserweight to heavyweight. Benavidez, right now in the modern day, Benavidez has gone from I think 160, 168, and 175. I think. Did he ever fight at 160? I don't know, or I can't remember specifically. I won't speak on it. I do know he's fought at 160 now. I do know he's fought at 168. Excuse me. Concretely. Can't remember he's fought at 160. But he's fought at 168. Now he's the third best fighter at 175 under Archie Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol at this point in time, and is in talks of moving up to cruiserweight to fight against a Zurdo Ramirez or a Jai Apatai. That can happen. And currently he is the champion, or is one of the best holders at 154. So it's like, yeah, the ire, or not the ire, the concern for Bud moving up is valid, understandable. But like I've said, great fighters do great things. And greatness is able to go beyond what the normal means of human ability are. It is. And if you got it, you can do it. And everybody can be great. That's true. But it's tough to be greater than others. It is. It takes a lot of work, and it takes a special kind of person. But if a special kind of person can do it, guess what? They do it. Roy Jones, another perfect example. Until he moved back down to 175, every time he moved up in weight, when people said he was going to be, it's going to be too big, too much of a puncher, what happened? He won. Outside of a DQ finish, he was outside of a disqualification. Roy Jones Jr. was undefeated all the way up into heavyweight. When he moved back down, that's when he started losing. This man was a dog. And he did things that, again, 154, 160, 168, 175, heavyweight, 200 plus. He did that. It's an anomaly. I'm not comparing Crawford to Roy. I'm saying that the anomaly factor is something that everybody can't do. But if you can do it, it's achievable. And these same concerns have been said for those other greats that have done that same thing. Floyd Mayweather as well. It's still valid, absolutely. But understand, the reason why we're hyped up for this fight is not just because of the spectacle of it all, which is valid and true. 2 pound for pounds fighting against each other. We love that. But at the same time, we're looking at this fight and we're saying this is different because there's an actual great against another actual great. That, yes, the great that's bigger could win. But the great that is smaller can also still legitimately win because he's just that good, that his talent transcends what a weight class would normally devalue. It does. I'm not saying he's going, I'm picking him to win. As you know, that I did my breakdown last week, but still. It ain't just because I'm trying to hope on a prayer. If he loses, he loses. But we're seeing that same type of anomaly factor, that same type of greatness threshold, that only a select few have been able to get and achieve and dominate in those same regards, that yes, it's a concern, but it's also another calling card to history that's been done before. And he fits the bill to achieve those same attributes and to achieve that same level of greatness. He does. That's why this fight's so exciting, because it's beyond just the spectacle. It's beyond, it's an underlying feeling of, wait, this man's more than just a challenger against an impossible odd. This is a brother who is, he's different. Just like those other greats that were different, that we laud and talk about, that took these same chances and came out the other side. Will he or won't he? That's the question. But the sense of taking it, unlike with Charlo, this is something serious. It's something serious, man. We're excited for it. And so it's more than just spectacle that makes this fight so exciting. And that's why I can't wait for it. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be incredible. But let me keep on reading what you all have to say. Ryan Graves, happy birthday. What? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. We celebrating all week long. Yes, sir. Made it around the Sunday. They've been blessed to live a whole year. And now we're going to thrive. We're going to celebrate. And again, with this fight coming up, oh, it's gonna be what a birthday gift to end the week. Crawford and Canelo in the way versus Ahmed Ali. It's gonna be a joy. And hey, we got the camera working. We got the stuff working. Yes, got it figured out, and we here. So I'm so excited that we got the stuff fixed, and it should not have no more issues throughout the week. It should. If not, hey, bear with me. Like I said, I'm a one-man band, baby. but we're going to make it. We're going to work regardless. We're going to work regardless. Work tirelessly. Worked so long last night to get this thing fixed. Now we ain't got no issues. So we should be all well and good. But thank you for the birthday wishes. I do appreciate it so much. And again, leave a like on the stream if you are here. I think we got about 12 people in the chat. We can get 12 likes on this stream. It will make this thing blow up. I promise you, the more you like, the more it goes out. The more the algorithm sees that we got some motion. And then all of a sudden, they start sending those waves to other people. Then they join it. And all of a sudden, everybody comes in to see what we got going on. It's a joy to have, and we love the conversation. And I can't wait to see what you all have to say throughout this show. But let me keep on reading. Crawford is more skilled than Roy. It's a great comparison. Ooh, I don't want to touch that. I don't agree. But that said, the comparison's still valid. Though I don't think he's as skilled as Roy, I do believe that he still fits that same mold of, yeah, he can do something special like those other greats. Now, he can't do what Roy did. He can't go up to heaven. He can't do that. I'm sorry. He cannot do that. He cannot do that. But like we've seen with others, taking big leaps in this regard, yeah, yes, he can. And I'm all for it. And I can't wait to see it. Let me see. Anton Myers, how you doing? Oh, excuse me, Antonio Myers, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad you're here with us on today, celebrating the birthday and having us talking about the Canelo Crawford fight, all the stuff, injuries, and everything else. We are here to have it with you all on today. We appreciate you coming through. Happy birthday. We got to stop doubting a fighter like Bud Crawford. If anybody can do it, it's him. And hey, one, thank you for the birthday wishes. And two, yeah. Again, the doubt is understandable because the fighter he's going up against is indeed incredible. But the just blowing him off as now there's no chance, that's just not true at all. That's just not true at all. That is absolutely not true. Even if you have Canelo winning this fight, which I have no problem with. If you do, absolutely, I get it. I do get it. I had Canelo all the way up until last week because he was that close to the fence for me. But I completely understand why Canelo would be the guy that you would have to win. That is absolutely. But still, the chance is bigger than you think. Because this is not Charlo. I'm telling people, this ain't Charlo. This is not Charlo. Let me see, Maid, what's good with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you for tuning in with us on today. Man, I can't wait, my man. Happy birthday, big dog. Hey, look, thank you for the birthday wishes. I do appreciate it. I cannot wait for this fight. It has now I'm gonna say the promotion has been absolutely dog water. It's been horrible. It's been terrible. It's been absolutely abysmal from the standpoint of being able to make this fight get into the minds of the masses. Tyson versus Jake Paul had more had more talking throughout the year then this fight. That's a problem. I'm not gonna lie. Netflix should drop the ball in promoting this fight. Shoot, Turkey Al Sheik dropped the ball in promoting this fight to make it as big as it's supposed to, which is incredibly disheartening. But at the same time, this fight is still potentially predicted to have the third highest grossing gate in boxing history. Yeah. It's still latent to be, even with the lack of promotion that it should have had. It still looks like it's predicted to be, or projected rather, to be the third highest gate we've ever seen in boxing history. Only under Pacquiao versus McGregor, Mayweather versus McGregor, and Mayweather versus Pacquiao. If that does happen, oh my gosh, they're gonna be both of them. Win, lose, or draw, they're going to the bank. Shoot, if that's the case, Crawford might just retire. Who knows? Who knows? He might. If it's gonna be that much money, he might just say, "Yeah, you know what? I'm done." Win, lose, or draw. I didn't know it was gonna be that financially lucrative. I knew they were gonna get paid, brother. Oh my gosh. The guaranteed money on top of the pay-per-views, on top of the gate sales, on top of the sponsors and all that stuff. Oh gosh, oh man, they might just call it quits. Who knows? But regardless of which, we just can't wait for it. We can't wait. Let me say, yeah, my B-Day was way back in August, and this fight is a gift for me too. Hey, look, we all celebrating together. Happy, very belated birthday to you, but happy birthday nonetheless, everybody who's living and celebrating. Hey, we're glad that you're here with us, and we're happy that you're tuning in. We all getting the gift. Thank goodness. We all getting the gift of this fight, and hopefully, Lord willing, hopefully, it lives up to the hype from the first fight to the last, especially the last fight. Regardless of the result, we just want a classic war. That's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for. The insanity, if it's backed up by great substance of a fight, this is gonna be a fight. It's gonna be remembered forever. It's going to be a fight that's remembered for oh so long. It could end quick. Absolutely, it can. It could be very much underwhelming. But if it lives up to the hype, and if we see Crawford honestly bring out the best in Canelo, and Canelo's best not be able to overtake Crawford just dominantly, but this could lead to an insane war. It really can. It really can. And my gosh, I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it, absolutely. Let me see. Had a Windows update. Yeah, okay. Hope my OBS didn't hiccup. Check for yourself. Make sure you dealing with OBS or whatever other platform you can do. Check it. Please check it. Make sure, because I did an update and stuff went awry. Lord knows. Oh, Lord. Be sure, be mindful. Go through every check and balance that you can and make sure that it's right. Because if it's taking up for you, taking up for more people, who knows? So we have to wait and see. Lord knows. I hope we don't go through what I went through. That's all I'm going to say. Let me see. I don't know if Roy may have been more skilled than Crawford, but Crawford used the IQ very well. But Crawford ain't naturally as skilled as Roy, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's the thing. Now, again, like I've said before, Roy understood the fundamentals to the point that he could break all the rules in boxing. He did everything wrong because he knew how to do everything right. On top of it, just natural raw skill and talent. And that made him such an incredible boxer. Again, this is a buddy who made Hopkins and James Toney look foolish. You don't just naturally go through and just beat them just because you got natural ability. You got to be able to really think, to beat them, especially when they were in their prime. That's why I'm saying I think Roy's a better fighter, just in general, in every regard. But Crawford, I told y'all, he wins this, he's cracking my top 10. He wins this fight, he's cracking my top 10 of fighters in history, at least for me. I think Roy was a more physical specimen than anything, but I don't think his bag is as deep as Crawford's. I disagree, but again, I respect it. He was vastly more offensively talented. Defensively, sure, Crawford is more fundamental in terms of how he uses it. But Roy Jones Jr. was genuinely untouchable by everybody's remark in their prime. He was one of the few people that the show defense that he used worked, and worked in abundance. It wasn't actually show, though it looked like a show. It was real. The brother was unhittable. Go back through the years. Don't take my word for it. Take the opponents. Go back and look at what Jim Lampley and them were saying about Roy Jones Jr., about what he was as a fighter, especially when he reached his zenith. He had it all. I'm telling you, he was indeed incredible. But again, the physical attributes, like I said in the past, Roy as a fighter was his what else? Him and Inoue are kind of similar, like I've said before. The two sides of a different coin. In a way, his fundamentals back his athleticism. And for, what was the other word? Yeah, his physical gifts, or Inoue's talent, goes through and he fights fundamentally first, technically savant and sound, and it's backed by the athletic ability. Roy is the other side of the equation. Roy fights athletically first, but it's backed by the fundamental understanding of the sport. Hence why, okay, I can do what I do because I know what to do. So it's two sides of the same coin, at least when I watch him. So that's just me. But again, I respect and I understand it. He is indeed a physical freak. He was a physical freak of nature. He was. Absolutely he was. Let me see. Al Booger, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. We're so glad that you're with us on today. Thank you for tuning on the show on this birthday stream. We appreciate you coming up for the live today. I'm telling you, we good guys. We have a bunch of people in here like Zerg. What's going on, Zerg? What's up, brother? How you doing? Thank you for tuning into the show. Crawford got a flat fee. I don't think he gets any gate sales. Potentially. Normally, I thought that normally fighters get a portion of the gate if it sells out or whatever, coupled with pay-per-view buys and all that stuff. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like I've said multiple times, the business side, as much as I may know, there's a vast amount that I don't know behind the scenes, that other channels and other reporters, experts, journalists, all have more information on than me. So again, if I'm wrong, look it up for yourself and go to those sources, and they can give you more concrete evidence as to what the up and up is with the money, with the sales, and all that stuff. I'm only speaking on what I can put together, but Lord knows, I know where I'm trying to grow, and that's where one of them is. That's one of them. But go to those sources, they can tell you more specifically how those things go through. Let me see. Let's say it's underwhelming and not a lot of action. What do y'all see happening then? Who does that benefit? Well, it doesn't really benefit. So let's paint this picture. If in fact this fight was underwhelming, well, it would have gone exactly how people thought. That's the thing. The underwhelming version of this fight, Crawford gets knocked out in less than 7 rounds, and he fights just like Charlo.
Hey, look at this. We got some problems here. We got some problems.
That's the underwhelming thing of this fight. He fights and gets put out quick, and he gets afraid of the power, and he fights like Charlo, or fights like Skull. And he doesn't engage. He doesn't try. He doesn't attempt to make it anything, and it becomes a wash. Mind you, Munguia versus Canelo was another wash from the sense of Canelo dominated, but it was an exciting fight. The biggest thing about this is Crawford going to try to still engage when he feels the power of Canelo to the body or to the head? Or will he try to sit back and say, you know what, I got to do what I got to do? Now, again, Bomac has recently, in fact, I think I got a clip that said Bomac was going to, part of the game plan that Bomac had for the likes of Canelo was using lateral movement and using his feet. Now, it wasn't to the, if I can find the clip, I'll pull up. It wasn't to the degree of him, again, running. But Bomac had said, now I'm quoting verbatim, you can't beat Canelo without using lateral movement. You can't do it. We're not running But laterally, keeping him off balance while trying to be offensive, you can't just stand in front of him for the whole fight unless you're Gennady Golovkin and look to get yourself a victory. You can't. It's almost impossible. You got to use some level of moving around to gain some success. So he's going to implement it. But if it goes into Skull or Devin Haney territory, then yeah, it's going to be underwhelming. It's going to be terrible. And then we'll be like, oh, yep, this is what we thought was going to happen. So, should have known better. Shucks. So it can only go up from here. That's the thing. Because that's the bar. That's the bar. The bar is Devin Haney fighting against Jose Ramirez, or William Skull fighting against Canelo, or Charlo fighting against Canelo. Those are the three bars that we just don't want to see happen. Anything above that will be somewhat engaging. Hence, fine. If it turns into a war, that's great. But if it does go like that, nobody will really benefit in terms of fighter. Canelo does what he does, still reigns and retains. Crawford, it was too big for you. If anything, it would hurt Crawford if it ended like that, because then it would be, Crawford, you didn't try, just like Charlo. And so that dog that you talk about, you really ain't like that. We're not mad at you getting beat. We're mad at how you get beat if you don't attempt to try anything. That's where we're going to have a problem. That's where Crawford's going to take a big hit. A big hit when it comes to that. Again, Roberto Duran got put to sleep against Tommy Hearns in 2 rounds. But guess what? He wasn't just trying to run. He got beat up, absolutely, but he didn't just try to succumb. He at least tried to do something. Hence why it's like, yep, right, he lost. He got beat. He got destroyed in that fight, but we don't hold it against him, do we? Because he's still an all-time great. Because we know what he was, and he still fought like he was. Or he still fought like he always fought, though the obstacles were insurmountable. But that's what. At least that's the... That's my 2 cents on it at least. And hopefully it garners your respect. But let me see. I think the weight won't be as much an issue as people are making it to be, but it's still a factor. We would just have to wait and see how Bud looks in it. And we're going to find out, I think, Thursday? Thursday or Friday, we're going to find out what he looks like, and that's when the weigh-in is. And so it's going to be very interesting. I think the weight matters in the sense that Crawford has never fought with the added weight along with the higher level of competition with weight or with extra weight is not a good recipe at all not a good recipe all things considered. That's valid. I was saying I wanted it to be a tune-up. I wanted him to get one fight at 168 just to get comfortable. Again, we use comparison of a car. You got the same car but a new engine. That car's the same car, but a bigger engine. That car's gonna handle completely differently. You gotta get used to handling that. Get acclimated to what you're dealing with before you just, boom, go ahead first into the road. Unless you're just that type of driver. And with Crawford, if he's that type of driver, guess what? This weight he'll be comfortable with, and he'll be able to withstand it and use it like he needs to. But same time, it is concerning. Because if he isn't used to it, again, new muscle versus old muscle, they operate differently. And again, we talked about that in the past. Will his new muscle operate with the same comfortability as his old muscle used to? And he ain't losing nothing. Speed, power, agility, all that stuff. Can still make all the moves that he wants. Or can it be a detrimental thing? To where now, I'm not used to this new chassis, this new body, this new engine inside me, and I got to figure out how to operate. And that can be dangerous. That can be very dangerous. Let me see, man, open workouts are today or tomorrow. I think they're tomorrow. Unless I'm wrong. I'm looking to see. I've been trying to get the schedule for when everything's going to happen. But it's I think it's tomorrow. Somebody in the chat fact check me while I'm going through and trying to read the chat as well as talk to you all. But let me keep on reading what you all had to say, because this has been phenomenal. This is phenomenal talk. Absolutely. I don't see this fight underwhelming at all. It'll be a tactical war. Yes, it will be. It will have to be. No question about it. Let me see. Okay, I can see the fight is underwhelming for sure. So benefits Bud. Yep, it does. underwhelming fight benefits Bud the best because, or benefits Canelo the best because that would mean that Canelo's doing everything that he wants. Absolutely, that would mean exactly that. But going through, good God, y'all got a lot to say. I do love it. I want Crawford to win, but when I analyze the film, his habits, they're very exploitable by someone who's on Canelo's level. It's a scary fight. Now, I do need to say this real quick. I know the flaws that Crawford has. Puts his hands down, goes through and will take shots. When he tries to go for the kill, shoot. Even when he's not trying to go for the kill, he'll still eat shots against his opponent. That just happens. We don't like it. People don't like it at all. I completely understand. However, Sean Porter, I think, said this on his latest episode in regards to talking with Terrence Crawford about going through these last couple fights that he's been through in his career, post-Porter. And Porter was saying that Crawford had told him, you know what? I got to get back to boxing because I just didn't care. When I was taking those shots, when I'm eating shots, when I'm just going through and saying, oh yeah, you get your lick, I'm going to get mine back 3 or 4 or 5 times more dangerously. I'm going to get it 3 or 4 times fold. And I'm going to show you how good I really am. I didn't care about getting hit because I was like, yeah, I can take it. I got to get back to boxing and being more fundamental with my stuff. Being more attuned to the small things. Again, now I'm paraphrasing, but essentially he said that. So with those flaws, which are indeed valid, if they show up in this fight, yeah, sure, it can be bad. It can be very bad. It can be so bad. But if this is true that Crawford is going to be legitimately on it when it comes to him not just being technical, but being committed to not making those holes that he willingly opened up valid again. Okay, we got ourselves something. See, ironically enough, Crawford and Boots are more alike than we may want to realize. They're more alike. Weren't we just getting on Boots in this for just going and not trying to fight? Or not trying to fight. That was a whole other conversation. Weren't we just getting on Boots in this a couple months ago before the steady on this fight about him just willingly eating shots, eating punishment, going through and not guarding his chin because of the fact that, yeah, you don't have to because you can just take it. Lo and behold, Terrence Crawford's thinking that same way with him and his own fighting style. But now he doesn't have that room. And he's got to, like he told Porter, get back to boxing. He has to. Because if he doesn't, yeah, it's going to be detrimental. It's going to be bad. You can't, if he can knock Berlanga down, if he can knock Munguia down, if he can knock John Ryder down, if he can knock Kovalev down, he can knock you down with those same types of stuff. So yeah, you better be sure you're on your P's and Q's. Because you're going to have to. There's no excuse. Because if you don't, the same thing that we talked about with Boots having issues, it's the same thing that can happen to you having issues. When it comes to down the line, somebody's going to get you. It was part of his style, but now, hey, if Crawford's admitting that, yeah, I got to get back to boxing like I know how to do, instead of just eating puncher because I don't care, guess what? The brother he better tighten up. Because old habits die hard. And when they die, boy, unforgiven, lights out, nothing else. That's what can happen. We don't want that to be the case, but Lord knows it can happen. Lord knows that can be something that goes through. And I do not want that. I do not want that at all. Let me see what's going on. Trying to still read through chat's moving like a doggone firefly. I'm trying to catch everybody. Let me see. And at age 28, and at age, am I reading this right? Hold on. Wait, time out. And at that age, Bud ain't 28, he's 38. Just too much has to go right for Bud and wrong for Canelo. Oh, okay. So and I think we talked about this. The fine line of margin of error. Yeah, it's a tightrope. It is a tightrope. Canelo just needs three things to go wrong, and he's got this win. He needs three things to go wrong. Crawford gets too anxious and tries to overcommit. Crawford makes a misstep and keeps his guard down long enough for him to land those big hooks. Or that shoulder injury that we talked about that, again, right now, speculatively, has been reported to be re-aggravated in lieu of this fight. If that is indeed true, and Canelo tested and it is valid, guess what? All of a sudden, you can't punch with the arm. All of a sudden, he's got a target. Three things need to go right. And Crawford's got this in the bag. And Canelo's got this in the bag. A plethora of more things got to go right for Crawford to actually take this victory. But if anybody can walk the tightrope again, he has the ability to. Though it's unlikely. Because like I said, we've seen somebody walk the rope before and be able to come out the other side. And so it's not so entirely out of the realm of possibility, which we love. We do. But it's going to be hard. I'm telling you, it's going to be difficult. It is going to be a time for Crawford to make those minute steps, or rather those very intricate steps on a minefield that is Canelo Alvarez. He's going to have to. It's going to be a monumental step. It's going to be like, it's like, y'all ever see, what's that game that we used to play? There was a game we played when I was younger that pointed, it was a perfect example of this game. Shoot. It was a perfect example. What was it? I can't think of it. Shoot, I can't think of it. I had something. I lost it because I can't think of the specific example. But I know if it comes back to me, I'll tell it to you, and I will relay it back. But I'm trying to keep on reading. Let me see. I love to engage everybody hype with this one. Hey, look. Hey man, I'm telling you something right now. This is ridiculous. Like this is what, the second show? This I told y'all we were growing, but this is what, the second straight show? We've had upwards of 20 people come into the chat, and consistently, it's almost going too fast for me to find everything. I'm trying to get everybody I can, but this is great because everybody's got something to say. Everybody's got something to say, and so I'm trying to pick out the best stuff because everybody's saying such great points, but I'm also trying to make sure I don't miss nobody. In the chat, that's another thing. Let me see. Oh, Whitney, hey, yo, Hawks. What's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad you're with us on today. Landing as many jabs as Canelo lands power punches is a moral victory when elites fight. Canelo. Ooh. So, let's address it. Landing as many jabs as Canelo lands power punches, yeah. It is a victory of, hey, yeah, I was touching them up, wasn't I? Yeah, but not nearly as much. It's the fact that, again, Canelo's very good at making you, if you have one weapon, that's the only weapon you got to be able to use. He's very good at cutting off other weapons in your arsenal while making the one weapon that you have be the only thing that you can ever do. And he's able to, again, he can mitigate the jab. Though the jab can be effective to be able to win fights. Again, Bebo did it phenomenally. Floyd did it phenomenally. Gennady Golovkin did it incredible. Don't forget in the fights that he was in with Gennady Golovkin, Gennady wasn't just using the big hooks and the shots to the head and body. The brother was also jabbing through the guard of Canelo. It was working. So it can work, but it works as a great foundational piece to go and use other things. The issue is you got to be willing to use those other things. And Canelo's so good at making you pay if you try to use those other things. Can Crawford commit to still using all the other stuff outside of the jab, though the jab is going to be the most important building block in this fight to cause him to be able to gain a consistent modicum of success. Because he's going to need the jab to keep Canelo occupied, to keep Canelo not just engaged, but to deter him from throwing those big swinging hooks that he loves to throw. He has to have that. He has to. But it can't be the only weapon that he uses. But if he doesn't go into this fight with that weapon, guess what? The brother's going to be bad off. That's the thing. The brother's he's going to be bad off. He's going to be bad. If that happens, it's going to be bad off. I'm telling you. It's going to be very bad. It's going to be very bad off for him. If that indeed is what takes hold. So he's going to need that. He's going to need it. I promise you, he's going to need it. He is going to need it. Let me see. Bud tries to parry everything. That's why it's leaky. Yeah, he does parry a whole bunch. Though, again, if we go back to the Spence fight, more so he was anticipating and blocking where the punch was going before the counter. So he can do both. Though he loves to parry shots, again, with that guard to knock him down, he can just straight up anticipate, catch, and shoot a counter. He can do that. It would be more conducive if I was making a fight plan for him to go through and try to just straight up anticipate and block, but not try to parry Canelo. Unless you really got his rhythm, you really got his flow. Unless you do that, I wouldn't do it. But again, that's just me. But it's part of his game plan. But I hope he doesn't use it to nearly as much of a degree against Canelo. Because, like I said, every shot from Canelo from the left hand hook looks the same body your head until he commits to a direction. It looks like it's coming out the same way. So if he parries wrong, boys, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be pain is waiting. Pain is waiting. Pain's waiting. It's gonna be it's gonna be something serious. Let me see, Jose Chavez. What's going on with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in to the show. I got Canelo beating Crawford easy. I don't know if it's gonna be easy. If you got him beat, I completely feel you. It could very well be a quick and easy 5-round KO. I don't think that's going to be the case, but all I know is I can't wait for the fight. Also, real quick, shameless interjection ad plug. Hey, we're not sponsored. Just let people know. If you haven't already, subscribe to the show. Keep on sharing. Keep on liking, get the likes up on the stream. And be sure, if you want to help support the channel, because we ain't got Cash App right now, or not Cash App, because we ain't got Super Chats for monetization at the moment, getting things in the works for it. If you can, Cash App and PayPal, links down below in the description or on screen. If you want to give and support to the show, or just treat a brother to some birthday wishes, birthday gifts and all, hey, feel free to. Ain't forcing you to. We want to make it worth your while. We're going to earn whatever we get. So if you think this show is valuable and you want to see us continue, hey, we're sponsored by viewers like you. So support the show if you would like to, and it would mean the world to me. Absolutely. But let me keep on going through and seeing what you all have to say. Because we have had so many people coming through and talking. Let me see. Bud doesn't have to be perfect. I got Canelo because I got Canelo. I think they want to say of course. But Bud doesn't have to be perfect to win. He doesn't. And here's the thing. Nobody has ever fought a perfect fight from the standpoint of they've never made one fight, no mistakes at all. Because that would mean that you just don't get hit. Ever. Only person that did that was Willie Pep, and that was for one round. And he didn't get touched for a round. But then got touched other times in the fight, though it was still very small. Mistakes are going to be made on each. It's who mitigates the least. And it's the combination of somebody who does a lot versus somebody who doesn't do as much anymore. Canelo used to do a lot more things to hide a lot of the mistakes that he used to make. He did. Because when he was younger, he did more stuff. 154, 160, early to 168. He had a bigger bag, and he used that bag more often to be better defensively, as well as offensively, more well-rounded in his offensive output, and higher in his offensive output. As he's gotten older, it's regressed. Understandable, but still, you're dealing with a guy who does everything, but at times, because again, he just has that dog in him, will forego certain aspects to go in for the kill, Terrence Crawford. And you got the other brother in Canelo who had everything, but now willingly doesn't use everything anymore. So he's open to opportunities of success very much more than he used to be. Again, old third fight, Gennady Golovkin. Golovkin won the last 4 rounds. John Ryder, one was starting to split rounds with Canelo in the second half of the fight. At least was having success. Berlanga was having success after knockdowns and was landing stuff on Canelo that honestly shouldn't have landed, though Berlanga fought a better fight. William Skull couldn't cut off the ring. Didn't want to cut off the ring. Got too lazy to cut off the ring. Charlo was still loading up on shots instead of going and throwing more combinations when he would get Charlo in the corner that would have actually gotten him out of there. There's been aspects of his game over the years that we've seen more and more become missed, regressed, and not be the same at all. Because of that reality, Crawford doesn't have to be perfect, but he got to be close. He got to be close. He don't got to be perfect, but he's got to be close. And he's got to be, he's at minimum, got to be everything that we know he is. He has to. If we see any other version of Crawford outside of the Crawford that shows us everything that he's about, this can be a bad night, a quick night. It's got to be the level of composure, poise, confidence, anticipation, reading, reacting ability, offensive shot selection. It's got to be that same type of performance that he had against Errol Spence Jr. It's got to be that against Canelo. Not because it's going to knock him out, but because the way he was able to get and see everything as if it was in slow motion and make the right decision just about every time, he's got to have that going into this fight. He has to. He can do it. But it is still a tall task because we didn't even see that. We didn't even see that as a possibility going into that fight with Errol Spence Jr. We didn't. It was a different demolition job than what we saw from Joe Frazier versus George Foreman. So that one was just straight up sheer power. Stylistically, they just fit the mold perfectly. He was just able to swing and catch Frazier whenever he wanted to. But for Crawford, it was a different type of dissection because it was more so he blocked and stopped everything that Spence did. He made him look like he had no skill set. Unlike Frazier and Foreman, where Foreman were just like this brother is just too strong for anybody to handle. He literally just swung his way against one of the grittiest, toughest, roughest, most indomitable forces that we've had in boxing at that point in time in Joe Frazier. And he put him to bed. Just through sheer force of strength. But for Crawford versus Spence, it was more so through being able to outthink him and see everything that was going on. Boom, 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 as if everything was pre-planned. That's insane. Both destructions, but two different sides of the coin. This is what we're looking at from the sense of what he needs to have against Canelo. It's not going to be a destruction job, but that sense of all-encompassing, the all-seeing eye of sorts, as a phrase that's commonly thrown around. What was that? What was that thing that you go? What was that? What was that thing that Yu-Gi-Oh had on his chest? What was it? The Eye of Agamotto? Yeah, the Eye of Agamotto. If he got that, he don't need it. He don't need that pendant around his chest to see what's going on. Because if he can see, guess what? Then he can work like he needs to work. But it's got to be like that. It's got to be like that. And so let me see. I know that Canelo better make Crawford feel that power and size because the moment Bud realized Canelo can't hurt him, oh, buddy, he going to go wild. Look, I'm telling you. Y'all, you all think I'm playing when it comes to Crawford being able to take the power of Canelo. If that fact does happen and he can take the power of Canelo and he says, oh, this is not what I expected in a good sense, you're going to see a different side of Terrence Crawford. Mark my words. You're going to see a different side. Let me see. I never underestimate Crawford. He's a special product. Let me see. Yo, logic, I'm right there with you. I fully understand the stakes at hand, but I'm not going to underestimate what this brother can do. I'm not going to underestimate it. MC Triple G regressed a lot from that first bout to the third. Yes, he did. Absolutely. That's why that fight with Canelo was his last fight, because he didn't have it. Well, I'm telling you, he did not have it. And so, yeah, I think it's going to come down to who makes the least mistakes and who can capitalize more on their ops mistakes. Yeah, that's going to be the case. And now, if I was a picking man, if that was what this was going to be predicated on, you would be a fool not to favor Crawford and being able to take advantage of the mistakes of his opponents. You'll be a fool not to in that perspective, because again, Crawford's the best of these two. Crawford's the better finisher, and Crawford's is arguably the best counterpuncher in the game, at least top three. Canelo is still a great counterpuncher, catch and shoot, but it's not to that same degree as Crawford, especially with how Canelo fights now. Like I said, he's regressed in terms of the skills and what he would normally do to capitalize on the mistakes of the opponent, though he still does it as one of the best in the sport. I'm not devaluing that skill on his behalf. I'm not. But it's the size and power that also come into the skill sets that Canelo has that makes this it's such a dangerous thing. It's such a dangerous affair. It's such a dangerous affair. But got a lot of tools. Yes, he does. Absolutely. It's gonna be Crawford will fight dirty. He's gonna be scared. I'm gonna say this. If there's anybody that I think is gonna fight dirty or try to get under the skin of his opponent, it's Canelo. From the sense of, if he gets frustrated, you start seeing him do some belligerent stuff. Picking up his opponents, hitting them after the ref says to stop clinching, though that was normally after an opponent tries to hit him first. Punching them in the back and they keep trying to duck down, like George Foreman. Like, if we want to talk about people when they lose their cool, who goes and tries to blow the top off, more so it's Canelo. That's not me trying to be favoritism. That's the truth. Part of the breakdown of the fight was when Canelo gets frustrated, he lets his emotions do take over him. They do. His emotions get the best of him. They do. And he starts doing stuff that you don't expect somebody like Canelo to do throughout the fight. Not just with the jawing, but with some of the punch selection. Some of the ways that he goes and fights inside the clinch. Sometimes it's a little bit low. Sometimes it's after the bell. Especially if the opponent is still going with you. He'll talk smack. He'll start getting disrespect inside of him. He'll do it. Now, I'm not saying Crawford won't respond in kind. I'm not even putting out the question that Crawford might have to get dirty to win this fight. I'm not even getting out the question that he might have to get dirty to win this fight. But I do know there was anybody that was prone to getting not just underappreciated, but feeling like that you don't respect them in the ring and it gets to them, it's Canelo. The shorter fuse, it's Canelo. The guy who lets his emotions negatively drive how he fights, it's Canelo. Crawford is in a positive sense. You get him amped up, but all of a sudden he's turning into a different beast. He wants you to jaw at him and do something to him. Because guess what? All of a sudden now I can elevate my game. It happens every single time. Somebody talks smack, somebody starts getting dirty, aggressive against Crawford. All of a sudden you see that brother go to a new place. All of a sudden you see him start to pull after that interaction. And you see him, you start sticking his tongue out, smiling and all that stuff. Guess what? The gap starts to widen between the two from that point on. It almost always happens. He gets better the more you goad him. Canelo is not the same way. He's still great, but he lets his emotions at times negatively drive his fighting style. And against Crawford, you can't do that. You can't. Against Crawford, you cannot do that. You cannot do that at all. Also, Ryan Graves, I see. Tell me this is a joke, please. Please tell me this is a joke. Because this got to be in response to something. This has to be in response to somebody. Y'all having your own spats in the chat. I love it, absolutely. But there's no way you can say that Majimov is better than Canelo. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Whoever is saying that, hey man, I respectfully, I strongly, very strongly disagree. Oh Lord, I strongly disagree with that. Let me see. Canelo hates he has to fight this fight. Does he? I don't know if he hates it. I don't know if he hates, because here's the thing. If he didn't fight this fight, Canelo was going to take the fight with Jake Paul. I understand that. I don't think he hates taking this fight, but because if he didn't take this fight, he was going to take the deal with Jake Paul. It was going to happen. If Canelo used Jake to push Turkey to give him that $200+ million deal for the four fight plan for Riyadh season. But if that didn't get signed, he was taking that fight with Jake Paul. He was. So I'm telling you, I don't think he's upset at taking this fight. My thing is, I want to see him go after David Benavidez and do the fight that we all want to see him do. That's what we're waiting on ultimately. That's the biggest thing. That's all we asking for. Is honestly. Let me see. Going through I'm trying to read through everybody because I do not want to miss anybody in the chat. I'm scrolling up and down. So again, excuse me if I miss you. I'm not trying to. I'm simply trying to see how you all's reactions are going. Because honestly, the whole show kind of is just on the fight. Because everybody's got something to say. Just about, shoot, do we just start the championship rounds right now? Because at this point, this is just taking up all the time. I just, there is other stuff we gotta talk about, yo. Don't y'all want to touch on Spence coming back to the ring? Don't y'all want to touch on Spence coming back? Huh? Do we want to try to talk about Inoue versus MJ just a little bit? I know. We're going to talk about it more on Thursday. That was more so scheduled for Thursday on this show. But, I mean, good gosh. I love it. I really do. It's just like, man, this is a phenomenal conversation. This is, and again, real quick, just as a quick pause, this is the type of excitement I've been waiting on. Not just for this channel, but for the boxing, for the sports world as a whole. This is what I've been waiting on. Everybody, this amped up for a fight that it's like no matter how much you wanted to say, you didn't care, you didn't like it, you don't want to see it, it shouldn't be happening. All of a sudden, that glint of hope, because of the ability of Crawford and the history that's being brought back up of Leonard Hearns, Leonard Hagler, Leonard Duran, people going up and moving up and fighting phenomenally. Pacquiao versus De La Hoya. These types of fights are coming back into the minds of people as to, wait a minute, we've seen this history before. Maybe we can see it happen again in our lifetime. All of a sudden, everybody's getting amped up for it. This is great. This is beautiful. And this is what the sport can be at its best. That's all we're asking for. This is why we want the sport to be consistently doing great stuff. Because this type of anticipation can happen all year long if it just consistently did what it needed to be done. That's all. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. But let me see. 80% of Crawford fights were around Gamboa Heights. I think it was. What was it? Was it Calavasquez? Cala something. It was either him. Was it him or Postal? Somebody who was tall, white, and could punch. He went up against that was pretty doggone tall, and he was able to rock him multiple times. They knocked him down multiple times, and then in the fight, yes, it was at 135. I understand. I'm not comparing the muscle side. No, never. But for the sense of height, he's fought people like that before. And yeah, most of Canelo's opponents have been skyscrapers, 6 feet, 5'11", 5'10", 168 on the night, 175, 182, 190 in some cases, like with Berlanga. So I'm not denying that, yeah, the Canelo has faced off against the bigger, more damaging type of opposition. Absolutely. No, you ain't going to get no rise out of me with that. You won't get no rise out of me with that. I promise you. I promise you. Hold on, wait, who? You talking about, Omaha, Nebraska? They gave him a key to the city. Shoot, and free land? They gave him hold on, wait a minute, time out. Hold on. Wait a minute. They gave this brother 40 acres and a mule because of the success. He got his 40 acres and a mule. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. That's I'm sorry. I've been waiting to use that line in some way, shape, or form. It was too good not to pass up. Crawford got his 40 acres and a mule, and he got a key to the city and some land. If this is true, if so, hey, that's great, and I can understand that because again, they rock with. I'm assuming this is in Omaha, Nebraska, but they rock with that brother like nobody's business up there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They love him. And I completely agree. They love him like Baltimore loves Tank, like Mexico loves I can't even say all of Mexico because I think it's still split half the population 50-50 with Canelo and Crawford. But how the majority of the population loves Canelo, they love him. Like he is that state. He is a dog. He's probably going to get a statue there. He's probably going to get some streets named after him. Once his career ends, this brother probably is going, especially if he wins this fight. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This man, that whole city is going to be, like he won't have to pay for a thing in his life. This brother might he could run for Congress probably if he wanted to, if he wins this fight and get voted in just off of vibes alone. I promise you, he could do it. Let me see. Roman Vasquez, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad you're with us on today. Canelo not fighting who he has to fight and fighting someone, fighting some Saleh who didn't look good in super welter. That's history. If we're talking about Crawford, if we're talking about Crawford, I believe Crawford, from 2016 to 2023 in welterweight, won every fight by knockout against Kell Brook, Mir Khan, Spence, and most Sean Porter. Just about every respectable name in that division. So I don't know who looked rudimentary. I'll let you talk about somebody different. I don't know if he looks rudimentary. I thought he looked like that run is what got him to be considered second, third, or first pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So I don't know about that. But no, it is history. If Canelo still wins this fight, it's still a great win. Let's be clear about that. If Canelo wins this fight, this will be still considered, at least in my eyes, a good win. I'm not going to sit back and say that it's not. I'm not going to sit back and detract from this if Canelo beats Terrence Crawford, because this is Terrence Crawford. It is still Crawford. This is not Charlo. This is a completely different beast entirely. Even coming up in weight. This is something serious. And if he does win it, yes, he would have had the advantage in it. But that doesn't detract from this wasn't a good win. It's not. I'm still gonna give it the respect that it deserves, because it does deserve respect nonetheless. At least in my eyes. At least in my eyes. Let me see. What will Canelo become once Crawford kills him in the ring? That's actually a really good question. That's a good question. I'm gonna get back to. I'm gonna get back to this. That's a good question to ask. That really is, because when it comes to that fight. If he did beat him, and beat him bad, like beat him like Spence. I don't think that, that it doesn't hurt Canelo horribly. It does hurt him, absolutely. It does hurt him, be clear. It doesn't hurt him so egregiously. But more so, it's not as much what it would do against Canelo's legacy as much as it is what it would do for Crawford. The bigger swing that matters is if Crawford wins, pound for pound all time, this man for the majority of boxing today is going to be seen as top 10. If he wins in that fashion, where he kills him in the ring, top 3. If it's like that, top 3. If that does take place. I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm saying, again, the winning just by itself is going to give him top 10, at least arguments for a whole bunch of people in the boxing world. If he goes through and knocks him out, but that's even better. But if he kills him like he did Spence, that's a whole new stratosphere. For a lot of people in boxing, it's going to be, hey, buddy, this is the greatest man I've ever seen. If he does this to Canelo, not just beat him, but destroy him, mark my words, people who have said that Floyd Mayweather is their GOAT are not going to say that anymore. They won't. Because they all acknowledge this is a better Canelo. And if you beat this, if you knock this man out in the same fashion, I'm saying if. And we touching on what it would mean for Canelo if he got beat and destroyed. It would be bad for Canelo, absolutely. But for Crawford, more importantly, but he goes and reaches a different, he reaches a different level of grandeur. For a lot of people, he gets into Ezra Charles territory. If he does that 3-time undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, the 2 biggest fights of his life, which were both seen as you should not win this fight, and you knock him out in the same way, same dominant fashion, both of whom people said, hey, when it's been said, oh, you ain't got a whole bunch of names on your resume, but you're undefeated, and those 2 are the best, with Canelo being the icing on the cake, all of a sudden, you get into Ezra Charles territory. For a lot of people, you get into top 5, top 3. For more than you might want to admit, number 1. I don't think he's the best fighter ever, even if he accomplishes this. But for a lot of people, they are going to say that. They are. I'm not trying to give anybody false hope or hype somebody up too much. I'm telling you what the streets are saying. I'm telling you what the public's feeling. I'm telling you exactly how monumental. Because notice. When Usyk beat Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury was getting talks of, yo, is he better than Ali, which was a bold-faced lie, but still he was getting talks about that. All of a sudden people were saying Usyk's better than Ali. Usyk's the greatest heavyweight in history. People were saying that. Off of that win, off of beating him the second time more dominantly, guess what? More people kept on saying Usyk's the greatest heavyweight we've ever seen. He's better than Ali. He's better than Sonny Liston. He's better than Lennox Lewis. He's better than Joe Louis. He's better than Evander Holyfield, better than Mike Tyson. He's better than anybody, Archie Moore, Floyd Patterson. He's better than anybody, Klitschko. He's better than anybody we've ever witnessed. After that win, that is the issue that we're going to deal with if we see Canelo take this win. Now, he would have an argument for being one of the greatest in history. Absolutely. And he will belong within that threshold, at least for me, of top 10. I would not be mad at that at all. But it can get to that extreme of this is what is the greatest, period. Now, he's not there, but he will belong in the conversation if he got this win. And on top of that, people would, y'all, and again, I said this a couple weeks ago. I'm still saying it to this day. Y'all think I'm playing when I say that people going to start comparing him and Floyd. They're going to start comparing him and Floyd. He wins against Canelo, they're going to start comparing him and Floyd, and they might start saying that Crawford might be better. You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing? People might start saying it. And it's also going to be that this man will be 42-0. You keep thinking I'm just joking when I'm talking about this man might try to go for 50 and break Floyd's record. You think I'm playing? It's a valid thing that can actually happen. It's a valid thing that can come about. I'm telling you. It's a valid thing that can be looked at, though it looks like a lofty goal. Very lofty goal. It's not out of the possibility he can go down that road. And just this win by itself would have people changing their mind about Floyd and if he's better than Crawford. Whether you agree with it or not, it's going to be talked about. Don't let him dominate him. Oh my gosh. That's a whole nother can of worms. That's a whole nother can of worms it's going to be. but I'm telling you, the stakes, it's not necessarily how bad is this for Canelo if he lost dominantly, but how much would it do for Crawford is the more overarching conversation around this whole fight. And that we can't wait to see. Let me see, heavy hitting Canelo was all scared talk tactics. Well, hold on. Wait. In terms of who? I feel like I might have jumped in on, I might have clicked on a chat with a different conversation. Heavy hitting Canelo was all scared talk tactics. Well, I mean, I don't think so, because B-Roll admitted, yeah, this brother's strong as Knox. Knocking at an old Kovalev is indeed showing you got some power. That I can't take that away. I can't. Even though it's an old Kovalev, I can't take that away. I can't take away that yes, Charlo quit and didn't try, but also Canelo and his power caused him to not want to try. I can't take that away. So I can't say that it's all talk. It's legit. It is legit. It's just how legit is it going to be when Crawford takes the punch? That's going to be the thing. And will he shut down, or will he wake up and be like, oh yeah, let's go? That's what we're trying to find out. And it's, let me see. If Bud want to be greater, also Trey and Troll. I almost forgot to say what's up. What's up to y'all? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Hopefully, I'm not trying to miss anybody. Please, I'm not trying to miss anybody in the chat. Let me see. Chaz Charlton, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show as well. Let me see you, Chaz. What do you got to say? Canelo by KO. Get your money on it. Easy money. Yeah. If you are a betting man or woman, whoever the world is in the chat, whoever the world is watching the fight, hey, betting on the KO for the odds. Might be worth your while, might not. I'm not the messenger. I'm not even gonna advocate. I'm gonna just say this: do what you want. And if you use my opinions to make your bets, guess what? I'm not advocating for it. If you need help, there's a hotline that you can call. Please bet responsibly and give me 10% of the commission. Oh yeah, doggone it, yeah. Give me what? If I ever to get it, guess what? I deserve at least 10% of whatever you win. Of whatever you win. So we can make this channel bigger and better for the world to enjoy. Oh man. Oh, I'm having too much fun on this show. Again, like I said, we celebrating. This is my birthday. I'm going all out. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'll tell you what, because I love it. I love doing this with you all, and I love the camaraderie. I love all of the discourse. We don't even need more topics today, because this is kind of just eating up everything. This is probably gonna continue into tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. So, also real quick, I am gonna say, I am just as a heads up, real quick, full disclaimer. Hey, everybody, pay attention real quick. I almost forgot. Just understand, today's episode is not going to go the 2 hour or the 3 hours that we normally do. Because we're doing it back to back. We're going to be streaming 5 days this week, or 5 straight from Wednesday on, because we couldn't do it Tuesday because of technical difficulties. So just know, today's episode is not going to be as long as we normally do for the normal span of weeks. Tomorrow, we get back to the main length and the main frame of time that we do the show. Today ain't going to be as long. Don't be disappointed. We're going to be back tomorrow. But just so I'm not using up my voice so much, so I can last all the way into the end of this week. So we can be able to call all the fights and have all the discourse with all the fun, so that we can be sure we're where we need to be. So just know that we're not going to go to 3 hours today. It's going to be 2, maybe 2.5, maybe even less. Who knows? We're at an hour 30 right now. We'll find out. Regardless of which, just know, full disclaimer. Now let's get back to the chats at hand, so we're not missing nobody, anything. But let me see. I was going back down to Tay. What you got to say on today? If Bud want to be greater than Floyd, he have to beat Canelo and win belt at 160. That would make him a 6th division champion and a 3-time undisputed. Honestly, I don't think. How do we say this? That would be a great benchmark. Now, again, that would be, if he came back down to 154 and became 4-time undisputed, that would also be incredible. I mean, mind you, Floyd never became undisputed in any division. Crawford's done it twice and is getting ready to do it a 3rd time. That would mean that he's beaten either every 1 through 4 best competition in the division and cleaned them out, or he beat the best brother who had the belt 3 times and took it from him and never lost the belt himself. I don't think he would need to go up to 160 and do it. But I think if he got to 154, it would be a pretty sound argument that, hey, yeah, this brother, especially with the depth of 154 as a division, with the depth of 154, Virgil Ortiz, Boachuk, Boots, Ennis, Fundora, Tim Sue, Keith Thurman, Majimov, who he already beat. There's a litany, and some names I'm forgetting. There's a litany of people. He goes through that gauntlet of 154. I promise you, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a conversation just like we're having now. Is Crawford greater than Floyd? If he became 3-time undisputed, and then became 4-time undisputed, going back down to 154 against at this point in time, arguably the deepest division in boxing, at least top 3. At 39 years old, like that would be insane. That it would be insane. It would, and so I don't think he's got to go down to 160. I think doing what he said he was going to do, move back down to 154, and if he does accomplish all those goals, would be more than enough to at least get people talking about, okay, yeah, this is a real conversation. Is Crawford greater than or on the level of a Floyd Mayweather? Whichever side of the coin you would be on, just the notion of the conversation would be something that would be valid to have. He would belong in that threshold of conversation. That's all we're saying. Regardless of how you feel, he would belong to say, yes, he qualifies to be able to be talked about in this way. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for this fight. But let me see. Hold on. Wait. Let me see. A boxer go into the ring against an idea of a hard-hitting Canelo, just like fearing Mike before the fight. But see, Mike, it was real. Like Mike, it was legitimate. Canelo is also legitimate. There hasn't been an opponent that hasn't said that the strength of Canelo isn't real. Mike Tyson, it was the speed more than anything. At 220, 215. That was the most dangerous part of Tyson, as well as, again, at his prime, the technical ability to go through, be sharp, slip, that peekaboo style that was mastered, the head movement and the countering, all that stuff. But different conversation. But it's not, I don't think it's hype. There's been too many people that have said sparring and in fight that have been like, yeah, this man, he's special. From a physical perspective, he's special. So I don't think it's all talk. We're just gonna find out how much can. It's not that Canelo's power is not real. Our question is how much can Crawford withstand? That's the thing. And if it's a lot, when he does get tagged, that would mean that, okay, he can take it. That's impressive. And it opens up the window for so many other avenues for this fight to go. So it's interesting. Now, here's a good question. Bud would have beaten Floyd. That's a whole nother can of worms. Oh my gosh. Which Floyd we talking about? Which Floyd we talking about? Because that's a good fight. At 147, that would be very competitive. 135, Floyd beats him at 135. Floyd beats him at 135. 147 would probably be the best version of Crawford that we have, from the sense of where he was peaking in his career. I still had to go with Floyd though. I still had to go with Floyd though. That would be a good fight. That would be a good fight. Because see, the speed, again, the knowledge, we talk about Crawford's knowledge. Floyd Mayweather is, again, even with our high that we tout, Crawford is on another threshold also. And he also has that dog in him. Remember, he was training with Shane Mosley after getting rocked and took the fight to him. Remember that? He made Mickey Hatton look like a fool. He was going to, the 22 champions that he fought, it ain't just a number. It's some quality stuff. Whether it's Diego Corrales, Ward, it's been a plethora of top tier talent. And I would have to go with Floyd, even at 147, but that would be such an interesting fight to have. That would be such an interesting fight to have. Oh, that would be such a good fight. That would be a good fight. Ooh, that would be a good fight. Oh my gosh. That would be phenomenal. That would be a phenomenal fight to have. I wish we could have seen that happen. That would have been great. That would have been phenomenal. That would have been incredible. But let me keep on going through. Let me see. Yep. Imagine I was on the feet now. Are people saying what's going on? What's going on? We got some stuff going on with. Wait, something. Hold on. Time out. Is something breaking? Do we have some breaking news? I told you I'm pulling double duty. I'm trying to catch everything I can. Oh, okay, no, that ain't. I thought I'm sorry. I was on the Ring magazine. I was on Twitter, and I saw the Ring going live. I thought that the open workouts were today, and so I thought that was on. But no, it ain't that. Dang it. Oh boy, it ain't that. But also, since we are on the Ring, I do want to play this thing real quick in regards to
I've been putting it out.
In regards to
I want to say when Sean Porter.
The most recent, I think that was it today. Yeah, I think this was today with Shakur Stevenson talking about this fight with Terrence Crawford versus Canelo and his thoughts on it as we go through. And if it's here, there we go. As we go into the old picture-in-picture. Again, we've been hearing his opinions a bunch of times. This is the most recent thing that he said. I think this was supposed to a couple minutes ago. No, I'm sorry, 8 in the morning today. In regards to what he feels about Crawford versus Canelo. So let me play that for you right here, right now. Lord, please don't let me get copyright stricken. But let me see what we got to say on the matter.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been putting it out since.
And you can't even hear it. Hold on.
When he fought Sean Porter.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
It's an interview out there.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
I think that Terrence Crawford.
There we go. Okay. All right, let's try this again.
I've been putting.
Let's make sure that. Please let this volume work. All right.
I've been putting it out since I want to say when he fought Sean Porter. Like back then, if you go watch, it's an interview out there. I had said I think that Terrence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez right after he fought Sean Porter.
Yeah, I think I got the volume right now. I'm gonna play it again so you should be able to hear it clearly.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been putting it out since I want to say when he fought Sean Porter. Like back then, if you go watch, it's an interview out there. I had said I think that Terrence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez right after he fought Sean Porter. So the idea, I've been thinking about it. I've been saying it before Bud even was saying it.
Why were you saying it then? Like that was what, a few years ago? Was he 160 or 168 at that point? But why did you believe then that was the right fight?
Because I just knew, like, as far as in that weight class, Terrence Crawford is like the greatest. So I just feel as though with Canelo's style and like the style of boxing that he got, I think and this is before Bivol did it, but I thought like Terrence Crawford was the only guy who I felt as though could have beat Canelo with his style. I ain't.
First off, that's again his sentiments, his opinions on the fight as again getting closer and closer. But with this frame of thinking, as the style versus style matchup, do you think it's conducive that you're with Shakur, that he can go through and his style is the style necessary to be able to take out the likes of Canelo, similar to what would be both? Or do you think he's completely wrong? I do want to hear your thoughts on it all. Also, quick question. For the volume on these videos, is it too loud or is it too soft? Somebody please let me know. I've been trying to make sure that the audio levels when I'm playing these clips and when I'm playing these things are on point, are doing what they need to do, and they are up to snuff, and they ain't blowing your eardrums out, as well as it isn't too hard to hear. But if it is too loud, let me know. If it's too low, let me know. And tell me if I need to turn it up or turn it down for the next clip so I can make sure you can hear it easily so we don't run into any snafus along the way as we continue to try to make this fight or make this show the best that we can. So please, please respond to me on that so I can make sure that we got it where we need to got it. So I can be sure that you all get the desired type of experience that you want, so everybody can enjoy it. And plus, I don't want to be blowing your eardrums trying to make it too loud. But regardless of which, that's in the here or there. Let me keep on reading what the chat had to say. We still have so many people coming in and talking their talk for what we just showed. Also, I think we got some new people coming in, like with, hey, Coach Beast. Hey, what's going on? Coach, is it Coach Beach or Beast? Beast. Okay, Coach Beast. What's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. Let me see what you got to say. Canelo will always be afraid of Boo Boo Andre. Now, if I remember correctly, I thought Boo Boo was out of action. And when that old conversation was going through. Now, I would have said that if he had put up a better performance against the likes of Benavidez, but then after what happened, you see what happened. But that's been speculated. I'm not really sure if he ducked him or not. I know the whole payday, you want a payday. I know that whole line came out of that. That's the biggest thing I know with that over guard. But still, but still, after that, I don't really, I gotta look more into whether or not he actually ducked him or not. But though Andre was avoided by a bunch of people, if I remember correctly. I think Benavidez said that himself as well in taking that fight. So, again, we'll see what happens. Regardless of it. But I want to see what you all have to say. See, Virgil is, oh, Lord. Oh, no. See, Ryan. Hey, look here. Hey, brother. You're stirring up trouble. We're going with the B-level fighter. Oh, Lord. Are we saying Virgil? What are we saying? Are we saying Virgil is a B-level fighter? B+? B much, like I said, I'm catching these in the middle of conversations. So I'm not trying just to butt in. I'm just seeing it as it goes through. But is the consensus that Virgil ain't all that in the bag of chips? and you think he's a B level, I mean, yeah, okay, he's B level, but he's a high B for me because of the threat level that he is. And again, if we're putting him as the biggest threat to Boots, and I got Boots pretty highly as a talent, I got to put some respect on it. For me, I got to put some respect on his name. So I got him, even though he's a B, it's a high B. And so that's not bad. Ain't bad. But that's about where I rank him. Some people have him A minus. I ain't rocking with that. But no, he is a talented fighter, and I ain't got no issue admitting that at all. Let me see. 10 years from now, Canelo will still have a better record than 90% of your favorite fighters. That's true, and that's great. In all honesty, we want other fighters to follow what Canelo's doing. Understand, if he loses this fight, his resume is still set in stone. His legacy doesn't change as an outlook on what his impact on the sport was. It doesn't. He still is one of the greatest Mexicans ever. Still one of the greatest fighters ever. Has still defined an era, and it was at the top in terms of marketing and in terms of his fights as a whole. I ain't got no issue with that. We want more fighters to take that type of approach. Mind you, this man has nearly 70 fights on his professional career. More than that combined when it comes to the amateurs. This man went through the... hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, my paraphernalia. Wait. Whoa. Thing almost slid off my shoulder. Hold on. I still gotta look good. I feel like Ric Flair. I feel like Ric Flair with those robes that he used to have on. It ain't as fluffy, but doggone it, it works for me. You know what I need to do? I need to get one of them. I need to get one of the robes. I need to get a Ric Flair wrestling robe, and I wear that to the show every week. If we get enough money, if we earn enough money from this channel, that's gonna be one of the things I buy. It's gonna be one of the things I'm gonna wear it around the house. I'm gonna wear it outside, and I'm gonna wear it on the show. You doggone right I will. I guarantee you. If y'all keep supporting me, and we get enough lucrative stuff so I can invest in stuff like that, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it draped right here on the wall. I'm gonna get a whole situation. I got a stand. I got a different robe every day. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be phenomenal. And I'm asking if I can get the rights to a song so I can use it when I come on the show every day. I'm gonna see if I can get the rights to a theme song. We're gonna use that too. but again, going back to the topic at hand, his resume is phenomenal. 60 plus victories, nearly 70 wins or nearly 70 fights. We want more fighters to be that because he took a bunch of chances. Guess what? He has a great legacy. He's got a great legacy. That's all we're asking for. A legacy. You make a legacy worthwhile, you'll get the respect. But you gotta take the chance. Most boxers ain't taking that chance now. Partially because the promoters are hiding their fighters, bunch of other things, but still. We want to see it. We want to see you take these types of opportunities to chase greatness. So you can be great. Because if the only two fighters with 60 wins are Pacquiao and Canelo, Pacquiao's coming back. Guess what? That's kind of an indictment on where's the rest of the activity from these other fighters. Now, we're seeing them come up and starting to do some more work. We love it, but we need to keep that same consistency. Because records like this should be, or at least the breadth of talent that you faced off against should be looking like this for the majority of people. And because if you do that, guess what? You're getting in the ring with some of the best that you can every single time. And you're always active, always fighting, always doing something, which is great. So yeah, his resume is better than most. It's better than most. It's better than most. Even with a loss to Crawford, his resume would still be better than Terrence Crawford. Because he just fought so much more and has so many more names. Because he literally fought just about everybody. So, there ain't no issue. It's just That's just a fact, and we appreciate it, and we love it. We want to see more. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Let me scroll all the way down so I'm not missing nobody in the chats that's coming through. Let me see. Yo, Mouthpiece, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in to the show with us on today. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream. Come on. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Since you're joining into the show, it's been a phenomenal time. Again, we celebrating the birthday. Give a like for the birthday if you want to support the channel while we're waiting for monetization. Cash App and PayPal, links down below. We're doing a whole week of celebrations, and we're doing 5 days of straight recording. We had some trouble yesterday, but now that's why we're doing it today, and we're going to go from here to Sunday. Is it Sunday? Sunday. Calling all the fights that we can and having a show every day. So it's going to be great. It's going to be phenomenal. Can't wait to do it with you all. But again, if you want to support the show, Cash App and PayPal, links in the description. Since we don't got monetization yet, and just leave a like. Just share the show and keep on subscribing if you haven't already, and we can make this channel worthwhile, all with you and your support. So I appreciate it. But let me see what you got to say. What if Canelo is frustrated? What if Canelo is a frustrated punching bag in that fight? Well, if that's the case, we would have seen Crawford put off. If I think I said this before you got here, but this further backs up the point. If Crawford puts up a performance that turns Canelo into a frustrated punching bag, guess what that means? We've seen Crawford successfully do Spence 2.0. That's what that would mean.
Hey, look at this.
That's what that would mean.
We got some problems here.
That is exactly what that would mean. We would see him have done a Spence 2.0 if, in fact, we saw Crawford make Canelo a frustrated punching bag. Because that is the best case scenario for Terrence Crawford to dominate this fight. It's not likely, but it's the best case scenario. But if it did happen, that would be ridiculous and stupid in the best way possible. I say stupid not in a negative connotation, but like somebody does something stupid, but it's impressive. Like it's stupid that is plausible, that anybody would even attempt to do it. But the fact that you did it and it's great, it is a stupidly insane accomplishment. If he does this, yeah, it would fit the bill absolutely. Yeah, no question about that. Again, we're rewriting history already just with a win. Depending on the dominance upset win would be even more insane of a victory, and would further propel Crawford into higher and higher the annals of history of where we look at him in the pantheon of pound-for-pound all-time greats. Because the win is enough to put him there. The dominance upset win is enough to elevate him higher or lower. But he's going to be there regardless. That's the thing. And so if he does this to Canelo, like I said before, for a lot of people, he's going to be top 3. For more than you may expect, people are going to start saying he's better than Floyd Mayweather. And consensusly, people are going to view him as the best fighter of this era in boxing. Almost assuredly, he's going to be seen as the best fighter in this era in boxing if he does this, just by the win alone. But the dominance upset win, history books is going to be talking about that. It'll be insane if that does happen. And so, again, I just can't wait to see it. But Bud's aura is showing Canelo can't do nothing about it. Hey, look. I don't. Bud and Canelo both got aura. They do. For the sense of, again, we're anime fans. We keep bringing up One Piece. It's Conqueror's Hockey versus Conqueror's Hockey. Two people that have been able to go through and dominate and be great. These ain't chumps. All for Canelo, all have challenged, only a select few have been able to overcome. And for Crawford, all have challenged and none has overcome, but he's never faced as big of a test as this. But they both believe, yeah, I'm too good for you. In terms of Canelo, And I'm too good for you in terms of Crawford. They both feel the same way. So I promise you're going to feel that pressure when they step in the ring. You're going to feel the pressure by the time the press conference comes in. Wait till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow. Just wait till tomorrow. You're going to feel that pressure of exactly the confidence and the aura that's going to ensue. The fans are going to feel it as well. I guarantee you. It's going to be great. It's going to be phenomenal. But hey, look, Butts Aura is his many fans crying about boots breaking. Hey, look, we've already addressed the code breaking situation, okay? That is nothing but just, again, fabricated anger. Because they ain't saying the same thing for Hernandez that's training for him. They ain't say the same thing when Crawford used the other Ennis. I think, what was it? Was it Pooh Ennis? Who was the guy who Canelo trained with for Shane Mosley? They ain't say nothing about that. They didn't say nothing about that. You can look. There's an interview up right now where he's like, "Yeah, I Boots came to me. We trained. We've had a great relationship with the Boots family because Pooh Ennis trained with me when I was getting ready for Shane Mosley. So it's like we get the connection. We understand it. Like, this has been a thing for many years. We love them. We wanted to come and help us out because they're great. We got a great working relationship. So it's they didn't say nothing about him. There was no gripe about that. And this is Shane Mosley, Hall of Famer, the brother who hurt Floyd Mayweather the worst he's ever been hurt. But nobody had a thing to say about it. Fabricated outrage. It's not something that people need to be discussing. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. But let me see. Tay, I got this fight being a draw. Oh, wait. Hold on. You got this fight as a draw? You got it as a draw? You want this to be a draw? Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Oh, my word. If this fight is a draw, it better be earned. It better be earned. If we see that somebody deserved to win this fight, and it does come out to be a draw, and it's not incredibly competitive, to be like, okay, I can see it, there's going to be outrage. There's going to be outrage. There will be rioting in the streets. As much as and I promise you, people may think this fight isn't going to be close. That's fine. People don't want this fight to be a draw. People don't want this fight to be a draw. They don't. Because if this fight is a draw, guess what's going to be seen? The whole conversation is going to be one of two things. Either A, the judges didn't let Canelo get a loss that he deserved, and Crawford is being held back by the promotions to never let him get the shine that he wants. Just like what happened when he had to fight on his side of the street. Or B, Crawford should have lost that fight, but they didn't want to take that undefeated record away. And Canelo should have won, but he's fallen out of favor with the boxing public. And so we can't just give him this win in a fight that he didn't win definitively when he should have. So the system's against Canelo. That's what it's going to be. One of those two conversations. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, it is going to happen. It's going to happen. I hate it, but that's what's going to. I promise you, that's what's going to come about. I promise you, that's what's going to come about. Worst thing in the world, but it's going to transpire. It will indeed transpire. It's going to be two extremes. Everybody's got conspiracy, and everybody's upset. Everybody's hot. Everybody's mad, and ain't nobody gonna be happy. It's. I promise you, people are not gonna want this to be a draw, because the rhetoric, the conversations that are gonna be had are gonna be ridiculous, all ridiculous. But if you got it as a draw, and you, again, I don't bet, but if you do and you get the win, hey. So some of them earnings my way. Because if this is a draw, brother, I want to know what you see that I don't. How in the world are they going to negate each other? That's what I want to know. How are they going to negate each other? That's that like to a standstill. Oh my gosh. That would be insane if that happened. That would be ridiculous. Let me see. Boots would get killed by Crawford. So, woo! Woo! You know what? I'm going to save that for after this fight. I've already said that Crawford would beat Boots if they fought against each other. I've already said that. But, again, with Boots getting better, made a more interesting fight. After that fight with Stanionis, fixing a lot of the holes that we had a problem with, hey, that fight was more and more, we want to see it. This can be really good. Though I still got Crawford winning. But after this fight with Canelo, I'm going to give you what I think is going to happen with that fight. Because that's going to be a better, if he can do what he can do against Canelo, then yeah. But if we do see the physical gifts of Canelo actively make Crawford struggle, though, yes, Boots is not a 168-pound fighter. He is a physical freak of nature that we've been saying that aspect alone is one of the biggest reasons why he can give Crawford all he can handle. So if we see that physical makeup is a bigger factor than we think in this fight, that Boots fight may have something more to be desired. Or rather, more than meets the eye. If you quote Optimus Prime. So I'm going to say my opinion on this until afterward. Because we're going to see how much that physical capability really makes this fight make or break for the likes of Terrence Crawford. We're going to see. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. I'm telling you. And I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. Let me see. Going to right now. Oh, also, for sure, thank you for tuning into the show. Hey, thank you for the birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Jean-Luc. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love all the support. Love all the love, and I love that you're coming in with us on today, even though it's on our off day, because y'all saw the community post. You know what went down, but regardless of which, we here now, and we going 5 days straight, all the way up until Anyway versus Anyway versus Ahmed Ali. We're going all the way straight to that fight. So it's going to be a blast. All right? And we're going to be along for the ride. Celebrating all week long. I guarantee you it's going to be great. And we are going to love it. No question about it. Floyd hoping but lose. Hey, you might be right about that. You just might be right about that. I'm not going to lie. You just might be right. Crawford said he was afraid of 168 2 years ago. I wonder what changed. Yeah, most likely the money. I think he even said himself, he doesn't think he can beat everybody, but he does feel he can genuinely beat Canelo. He doesn't think he can beat Benavidez. He talked about it before. He doesn't think he can beat everybody at 168. Absolutely. But Canelo, he thinks that he can withstand. Now, yes, money does indeed take into account of that. And no question. But like I said before, Crawford don't take on nobody that he doesn't actually feel he can beat. Not because he's scared, but because he's faced off against just about everybody that he can. He ain't ducked nobody. And if he took a fight with somebody, it's because, yeah, I can get you. And he's admitted where his limits are. So, yes, money is absolutely a fact. Absolutely is a fact. But he does genuinely believe he can beat this. He can beat Canelo. He does. He genuinely does. Let me see. Nerd, what's going on with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Hey, look. Don't disrespect Andre. Okay, yes. Okay. Career could have gone a little bit different, but I'm not going to disrespect him, okay? He went against Benavidez, got beat up to Kingdom Come, was genuinely avoided by some people, but at the same time could still push his career even further. Shouldn't have had as long of a layoff in the ring that he did. Don't know where he's at right now, or if he's still fighting. That's a whole other conversation. But I ain't going to disrespect him. I ain't going to do that. I'm not in it. My name is Kenneth, and I ain't in it. That's my thing. Ain't that how that phrase go? Is that it? Or maybe it's something. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. Let me see. Crawford is going to switch speeds on Canelo, and it's going to be very bad for Canelo. So, And we talked about changing rhythms, changing your tempo, changing your timing, as well as changing your speed on Canelo. Just like with Bivol, it can frustrate and make Canelo uncomfortable with when to throw his own offense, especially with the more rudimentary, not rudimentary, the more stripped away type of fighting style that he uses right now. Catch, block, come in, load up, catch you, cut you off, wait, double jab, load up, wait again, jab, wait, walk you into a corner, load up. The catch and shoot is super effective. He's a master at it, but still it is a lot less diverse in its skill set that he used to have from the older days, like we said before. So yeah, tempo changing and shifting, that can definitely hinder Canelo from feeling comfortable with going and fighting in the ring. It definitely can't. But let me keep on reading what you all have to say. Dale Anderson, hey man, what's going on, Dale? Appreciate you tuning into the show. Thank you for coming to the birthday week stream. Whole week we celebrating. Whole week we going through. And again, if you would, leave a like for my birthday. Come on. No, I almost hit the mic, but come on. Yeah, I wish I had some pom-poms, but even still, we celebrating all week long, and what a gift it is for Crawford and Canelo and Inoue versus Ahmed Ali, which again, we're going to talk about that tomorrow and Friday more in depth. Right now, it's Canelo that's taking the center stage and Crawford for this specific show, because y'all, hey, we can't get enough of it. So I want to hear what you all got to say, but let me keep on reading. Speaking of which, you talking about Ahmed Ali right now. MJ said that Inoue is not a monster and that he's a good kid. Yet Inoue is 2 years older than him. Again, tactics, the mental game, the being able to talk your opponent out of the hype. It's been done before. Again, if Ahmed Ali beats him, greatest win of his career, phenomenal. We gotta start giving that brother some real respect. I mean, some serious respect. If he beats him, oh, absolutely. But at the same time, you're poking the bear. Now, if you're not Canelo, if you are not Terrence Crawford, who poking the bear can work in your favor, you don't need to be poking the bear. You don't try to poke and prod everybody, because you're gonna bring out somebody that you don't want, that you ain't ready for. And I'm telling you, Ahmed Ali better be careful, because he ain't ready for that. You better watch it. If he can back it up, he backs it up, and I ain't got no issue with that. But if you don't, I'm telling you, this can be bad. This can be, hey. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This buddy will put you to sleep before you know it. He'll make you look like you don't belong in boxing, period. So you better be careful. You better be very careful. Let me see. Crawford says he doesn't expect to fight above 154. There are weight classes for a reason. Yes, he did. Absolutely he did. That's why I said I'm not denying that money definitely is not a factor. I'm not denying that in the slightest. That's why he said, if I do win, I'm willing to come back to 154 and do it again. Become 4-time undisputed. That's what he's talking about. If he does do it. And he'll probably stay there for the rest of his career if he does continue to fight. So that's what I'm waiting on. I just can't wait to see. Let me see. William Allen, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. What you got to say? History. I guess Charlo was also history. And again, we said that earlier in the stream. It would still be a phenomenal win. The fight itself is a very historic fight, because it's got the echoes of Leonard versus Hagler. It does. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler, it has those echoes of the past. If he wins, great, historic. If he loses, guess what? It's still a historic fight that happened. It's just another notch in the belt of a very good career. That's the thing. We're not going to disrespect that the fight is not a big deal, or disrespect that this fight wouldn't be a great fight. This fight, if Canelo wins, keeps the race for chasing and beating Julio Cesar Chavez alive, or Salvador Sanchez, whichever one you have as the greatest Mexican boxer in history. He's in that conversation. If he loses this, it's going to be very hard for him to reach that goal. If he wins this, he can keep that goal going. He should win this. And so, in terms of from the standpoint of looking at this fight, It's a fight that he should be able to take. Now, I have Crawford winning this fight, and I broke it down in the past show, and you can see the separate full-blown breakdown on YouTube in a complete separate video. Right now, on the channel, The Welch Report with Jean-Luc Welch. Oh, come on. Take a look. Well, not in a book. Gotta be called reading Rainbow. Take a look on the channel, and you'll love it. You'll appreciate it. I think you'll enjoy it. Pretty in depth, if I do say so myself. But regardless, but that's neither here nor there. Still, this is a big deal of a fight, and it still is a fight for history. It would be more historic if we see Crawford win, absolutely. But it does matter. It still matters. It's the number 8 pound-for-pound fighter in the world versus the number 2 or number 1 or number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, based on how you feel about it. So, we don't get that often. We don't get that often. We do not get that often at all. So, yeah. It makes sense that this would be something that would have some weight to it, that would have some discourse, that would have everybody saying and looking around on pins and needles, going through and being excited. Absolutely, no question about it. Let me see. Scrolling through. Let me see. We got another one. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait, where's the button? Oh, we got another one. Hey, we just got another subscriber. Yes, sir. We growing, baby. I told you, we're going to earn our keep. We're going to make y'all want to stay on this channel. Once you join, you're never going to want to leave. I tell you, we're fun. We're exciting. We bring that energy. We bring the fervor. We bring the fire. We bring the hype. In fact, I might need to make myself a nickname. I'm not going to lie. I might need to trademark myself a nickname for this thing. We be hyping up everything that we can, and backed up with substance. But I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I'm glad that you want to be a part of it. Hey, appreciate you, man. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And if anybody else wants to subscribe, hey, the button's right there for you. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Let yourself be privy to joining this empire. Welcome, double-edged logic. Welcome to the empire, soldier. We're happy you're here. You are now a part of the biggest and fastest growing army in all of the YouTube landscape and the social media platform. And you're just one of the many dedicated soldiers that's going to be a part of taking over the globe, doing a hostile takeover of the whole of the social media world. And all with you and your support, we're going to fight to earn our right to be the king of the castle. You're doggone right. You're doggone right. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to make it do what it do every single week, all with you and your support and you being around. So we appreciate you, man. Glad to get here and can't wait for you to come through and keep on joining into the conversation. You ain't got to agree. You can disagree. You can think I don't know what I'm talking about. We just want you to be entertained. Want you to be entertained. Hopefully make your day a little bit brighter. Give you some better or give you some different insight to help you become a smarter fan so you can enjoy the sport even more. Or at least give you perspectives that you may not have been as privy to. Backed by as much substance and legitimate unbiased appeal as we can, because that's what you all deserve. And hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. And as we always say, research for yourself. Reputable sources, but research for yourself to make sure what we say is right. And if you don't agree, learn it, know it, make your opinions. Because this is, as much as this is a show, it's a platform for discourse. We want you to be involved in whatever we got going on because you are part of what makes this thing great, both this show and this sport. We couldn't do it without you. So we appreciate it so much, and we're so glad that you're here with us on today. Thank you so much for subscribing, man. And hey, can't wait to see you back every week. It's going to be fun. And you're joining right on time, too, because we got so much stuff coming down the pipe for the weeks and months coming into boxing and beyond. We also talk about the NBA. And the NFL. Oh, we're multifaceted on this show. We can talk about whatever. Oh, we down for it. We down for it. Oh, you're going to love it. I promise you. You are going to love it. But let me keep on reading what we have to say. Because I want to make sure I don't miss nobody in the chat. Let me see. Stephen Fulton even wants, in a way, to beat MJ's butt. I know what? There's more people than I thought that Ahmad Ali rubbed the wrong way. I didn't know that. I knew he had been calling him out, and I knew it wasn't, you're ducking me and all that stuff. I didn't realize Ahmad Ali had this much vitriol going against him from others that were fans of 122, the super bantamweight division, that knew Ahmad Ali. I'm shocked at that. I can't lie, but still, it's woo. It's something. It's something to behold. I tell you what. Let me see. Even if Bud, even if Bud had Floyd movement, he still loses to this Canelo at 154, and he for sure ain't Bebo. So I disagree with this. So Hoax, with all due respect, I disagree with this, because if we talk about Crawford does have good feet, he does, and he's got some good movement. If Terrence Crawford did have Floyd Mayweather's movement, with his offensive ability, his countering, and the IQ that even to this day, in most people's opinion of this fight, they have Canelo, while still being a more dominant physical specimen. Most people admit, yeah, Crawford's the smarter fighter. So from IQ perspective, what he uses, his skill set, his bag, as we like to use all the time, but more so what he uses within that bag is both vast and abundant. He goes and he has that, but he had the speed and the movement of a Floyd. That would be insane. You doggone right. You think I'm on the fence with Crawford right now? Because one of the factors is, or even though I got to win it, because one of the factors is the speed of Canelo with his hands is underrated by a lot of people. That hand speed of Canelo, even though the foot speed ain't quick, the hand speed is it's still there. It can still show up. But if Crawford had the Floyd speed at 168, going up against Canelo, oh yeah, no, then yeah, I'm definitely picking. And he had that movement too. You doggone right, I'm picking Crawford. If that was the case, that would add that we saw what it was doing to Canelo already. Even with him being a better fighter now, still speed and movement works against him. It does. All of a sudden, you put that on Terrence Crawford as the outright advantage. You doggone right, I would take Terrence Crawford more definitively than I'm taking him right now. That would be a completely different aspect that would make me have full confidence at that point that, yeah, Crawford would beat Canelo if that was the case. If he had that. If he had the movement and speed of that would be different. You talking about adding an element to a fighter that already has just about everything. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness! Oh, that would be ridiculous if that was to take place. So no, I respectfully, I don't agree with this. If he did have that type of movement, Canelo would be in a world of trouble. He could still knock him out, but boy, he'd be in a world of trouble. He'd be in a world of trouble if it was like that. Good gosh, that would be insane. Bivol, okay, sure, he's not Bivol, absolutely, he's not. But again, he's Crawford. And if Crawford had Floyd's lateral movement, Floyd's footwork, oh gosh, oh my goodness, that would be ridiculous. Let me see, that would be insane. Going through, how do I say this? Veronius? Verona. Oh, Veronica. I think is that Veronica? I think Veronica. If I'm saying it wrong, please excuse me. But Veronica, how you do? Hey, I had to throw you off for a second. Hold on. Veronica, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in to the show with us on today. What do you have to say on the show? Who says he's the smarter fighter besides black folks? Well, again, it's not a black or white thing. It's a talent thing. Like I said, on this show, we love all races and creeds. I've said Canelo's been smarter than most people. Canelo was a smarter and better fighter than Charlo. Yes. He's a smarter and better fighter than Daniel Jacobs. He's a smarter and better fighter than most fighters, regardless of their race. Race don't matter. The skill sets that he's used and the way he's gone about beating people has been in a more intricate way than the likes of Canelo. He's used more refined tactics throughout his career, especially sustaining throughout his career, rather than Canelo, who's relegating himself more to brute strength. Canelo is still incredibly smart because you don't get to 175 without insane levels of IQ. You don't. You just don't. You just don't. That would be preposterous to think that. Roberto Duran was great. Well, he's not just the greatest 135 pounder. He's one of the greatest fighters ever. And this brother was fighting everybody. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard when Sugar Ray was at his best. And this man fought Oreo to light heavyweight. Guess what? You don't do that. You don't beat Iran Barkley. You don't go toe-to-toe with Marvin Hagler and fight, though he got destroyed, and fight with Tommy Hearns without having an insane level of IQ. It ain't a black or white thing, but it's a talent thing. It's what you show. And Crawford has shown that he's a smarter fighter than Canelo. He has. From my vantage point. If it wasn't the case, guess what? I wouldn't be saying it. Because guess who I got as the best talented fighter and the smartest fighter in boxing today? Naoya Inoue, Japanese. And guess what? At any weight, pound for pound, he's mopping the floor with anybody. If he was scaled up to their weight class. I've said that for years. It ain't a race thing. And again, we are always advocating. Every fighting style comes from a culture. Mexicans supporting Mexicans is not bad. It's not. Irish backing the Irish fighter, all that stuff, Russians backing Russians. It's not bad. It's a pride thing. Not a negative thing, but a positive thing. I have no issue with that. Support who you support. Love who you love in the sport and go through and be able to rah-rah. Absolutely. Ain't no issue with that. But from the standpoint of if we're going to break down the fight, we're going to break it down. We're not going to talk negatively about somebody. We ain't going to do that just because they ain't one race or another. No, we're going to try to bring them down and think you're only supporting them because X, Y, Z. We want everybody to be able to wave their flag of whoever they want. On this show, we keeping this so that I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you like or who you hate. It's all out of love in the sport. The only thing we're not going to do is bring down other races, demean other races, or go through the rhetoric of a white boy can't beat me, or a black boy can't beat me, or a Mexican boy can't beat me. We ain't rocking with that. We ain't rocking with that. Somebody a certain race and they can't beat somebody because they ain't tough like us. We ain't doing that. But this sport rips your skin bare. This sport turns everybody one color, and that's red. You understand me? I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at anybody. But I'm trying to say, you get what I'm saying? This sport turns everybody one color, red. I don't care how good you are. I don't care what race you are. Everybody turns one color, red. Because you're going to get bloody. No matter what you think or how good you think you are. And no matter what race you come from. Don't matter. Whatever stylistic nature, culture, don't matter. Because guess what? In the end of the fight, you're going to be red. In some way, shape, or form. Cut up. Bleeding everywhere. Both of y'all are going to show why exactly we all bleed the same color on the inside. Because it's going to show up on the outside. So we don't care what race you are. We acknowledge what we need to acknowledge about a fighter because the fighter is the fighter, regardless of what they are and what race they are. So it ain't just black folks saying it. It's everybody who sees Crawford fight, regardless of race. The brother is, in my opinion, smarter than Canelo, especially at this stage in their career with what they use. But if it wasn't the case, I'd be saying it. If it wasn't the case, I definitely would be saying it outright. Because IQ ain't race based. It's what you show. The only thing we care about is what you show. And he's shown that he deserves the claim to being one of the 3 smartest fighters in the world right now. He's shown he's shown he's flipped gears in a way that nobody else has. He's turned it on in a way. He has outclassed people in such a quick fashion in a way that almost nobody else in this sport has been able to do. We've seen this man lose 7 rounds to Sean Porter, and in the span of 1 round in the fight. Not because of a lucky punch, but because he just said, okay, shift. And for almost a minute and a half, dominated Porter. Had his corner stopping the fight. Not because he was hurt too bad, but because the corner was like, oh yeah, no, you lost. No, there's no way you can beat him. There's no way you can beat him now. When he switched like this, there's no way you can beat him now. Because he elevated in a level that you just can't get to. And you lost, you're cool. There's no way you can win. Call it, pack it up, and send it home. That's why Sean Porter's dad stopped that fight. Not because he was hurt. He was wrong for it, I still believe. But no, he shouldn't have. That reasoning was because of how quick Crawford just elevated his game. That's not just by accident. The man's the truth. He's the real truth, absolutely. Let me see. 168 Canelo destroys Prime Floyd and Crawford. Crawford, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. But Canelo versus Floyd at 168, this will be a better Canelo. Absolutely. He could beat. This version of Canelo could beat Floyd. He could. Absolutely he could. But would he? That's a good question. A prime Floyd versus a prime, again, prime Canelo was early days of 168 to 160. Woo, that's a good question. That's a good question. After that evolution, oh, that'd be a good fight. Because mind you, Floyd wasn't even in his best when he fought Canelo. He was getting old in the tooth as well and schooled him still. That's a good question. That's a really good question. That's a good question. I'm still going to take prime for prime. If both of them are fighting at their prime at 168, okay. Favoring Canelo, I could understand. Both of them at their prime below 160, Floyd. If Canelo, I would have to. I would have to. But that would be a great fight to see. That would be a great fight to see. Let me see. Some people are saying that Canelo doesn't have a good jab. What do you think? Well, they're wrong. They're objectively wrong. Canelo's got, and thank you for the question, Dale Anderson. Canelo's got a great jab. The issue is, at this stage in his career, he doesn't use it nearly like he used to. And if he does use it predominantly, it's to double, triple up the jab, leading to a hook. He only uses it as much in the corner. Doesn't use it nearly as much as we would like him to. But it is a good jab, and it can be a strong jab. It can be an effective jab, even as a shorter fighter. He just doesn't rely on it nearly as much. But he does have a good jab. Don't let people fool you. He doesn't use the jab as much. But he has a good jab. This is part of the stripping away of the other aspect of his game that we've seen Canelo do over the years. He doesn't jab as much like he used to when he was younger. But what does he do? This right here. Circle, feint with the lead hand. Maybe doesn't throw it, but he's keeping you occupied with it by saying, hey, you know this danger's here. You know what this hand can do. Will it be a hook? Will it be a jab? Will it be an overhand? Body your head. I don't got to throw it to back you up. Just going like this, moving it. He's smart with that, but he doesn't throw it. But he does have a good jab. Don't let them fool you. He does have a good jab. He does indeed have a good jab. I promise you that. I promise you that. But let me see. Canelo had a bad jab. He was always, I don't believe it. Every time I watched him, when he used it, it was good and it was effective and it was timely. He just doesn't use it nearly as much. I don't think he has a bad jab. I truly don't think he has a bad jab. My crux is you don't use it as much. Because again, you're more inclined to power rather than using your hand speed to really get in tune. The way he works his way inside is catch and shoot rather than jabbing his way in. Block everything as we close the distance and then boom, throw something. So, if we agree, if we disagree, okay, we'll find out. We're gonna find out tonight, or not tonight, Saturday. But everything I've seen when I study him, he does have a good jab. It's just not used nearly as abundantly as we've seen it used before in his career. And so, but again, that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me in my opinion. I'm not saying you gotta agree with it, but that's what I've seen when I watch him fight. And going through studying how both of these people go. And so trying to make sure I'm catching people. I'm scrolling down and up to make sure I don't miss nobody. In fact, shoot, let me go on and shift this thing. Championship rounds. Like I said, we are not going 2 hours and we're not going 3 hours. Hey, like I told you, hey, we're not going 3 hours. Cause we're gonna save some strength for tomorrow and Friday, and then Saturday, and then Sunday. We're going to save that. Mark my words. But we're going to do, what is it? We're going to do what? What, 10 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes. We're going to do, we're going to do 10 minutes. Once this clock hits, what is it? Yeah. 2:50. We're going to wrap it up, and we're going to get out of here. So we're in the championship rounds. We're going to do a last call. Because it's been all Canelo and Crawford, which, again, it's probably going to be more talk about this tomorrow. But last call for the championship rounds. Whatever y'all want to discuss, we can discuss it right now. Movies, sports, television, TV, birthday wishes, talking about celebrating birthdays, all that stuff. And again, if you still want to gift your boy some birthday gifts, hey, or just support the channel, we got Cash App and PayPal. Links down below. And if you want to subscribe and join the empire, hey, you can do that as well. Hit the notification bell and keep on sharing the show with people and get the likes up on the stream. Yes, get the likes up on the stream so we can get people still coming in and seeing what this show is all about. Whether they're at the work, on your job, at your home, shoot, talking with your boss. I don't care what you do. Everybody's going to want to listen to what we got to say, because I promise you, you're going to be entertained when you tune in, and you're never going to want to leave. You're never going to want to leave. I guarantee you. You're never going to want to leave, and you're going to want to stay here the entire time. But we appreciate everybody staying around for the last call. But again, let's see what y'all got to say as we get ready to wrap up the end of this show for today. Let me see. Would you like to see Sam Goodman fight anyway? Well, after what he did to Nick Ball, it would be interesting. Not gonna lie. He showed me something against Nick Ball that ain't too bad. He did. Hey, I'm telling you, he showed me something against Nick Ball that ain't too shabby. Ain't too shabby. Hey now. But at the same time, like I said, Nick Ball is not in a way as a talented fighter. Especially again with the lack of power. And if you want to box with Nick Ball, like Goodman did, and again, he fought a great fight, phenomenal fight. It can work against him. I don't see it working against anyone. I don't. And if you want to go as a technical brawler as well, that anyone can go through, he can do that as well, and can mitigate that speed and that length that Nick Ball had a lot of time struggling against. So in the past, I didn't want to see it. Now, kind of interested in that fight. Though I still have Nick Ball winning. But again, even if we did see that fight, guess what? It's going to be, where in the world would we see Sam Goodman? Because would he show up again? Or would he get injured again? For the third time. That's the issue. Because this fight was supposed to happen twice. Yet, the brother got hurt. And he had to pull out. That's how we got, I think, Yi Jun Kim and a couple others. So I'm like, man, hey, we gotta see him get to the ring against Inoue first. Let me see that. Let me see that, and then you can do what you do, and then we can say, okay, boom, yeah, I want to see it. But until we can actually see him healthy for 2 fights, or at least healthy for the fight when he does go and fight anyway, then we can talk. Right now, I'm just waiting to see if he actually show up without getting a cut over the eye, over the nose, or whatever else it may happen. But let me keep on reading. When you're small, using jab is dumb. Well, tell that to Mike Tyson. Tell that to Floyd Patterson. Tell that to Manny Pacquiao. Tell that to Roberto Duran. Tell that to Joe Frazier, who was actually able to use that jab. It wasn't the dominant part of his game, but he could use it to get on the inside and to bait out somebody to slip. He could. There is a plethora of fighters that I can go through, and tell that to Tank. Tell that to Tank. Tell that to anyone. As a shorter fighter, tell that to people who have been able to be great off of a very educated and phenomenal jab. Yes, I know Crawford and Canelo are better suited in this, closer together. But a good jab for any size is a quality size. Tyson showed you multiple times for his entire career. And discussing when talking about his style. Hey, a jab doesn't just need to be used to land. If you know timing, you can have a better jab than a taller fighter, which he has done. And he did it multiple times, all the time throughout his career. Wasn't just power punch, he out-jabbed his opponent, who was 6'5", 6'6", 6'3", and had better accuracy and landing because he understood the intricacies of that jab. The jab is never just a weapon for tall people. It's never just that. A shorter fighter with a jab can be dangerous because you can bait. You can work your way in. You can use your jab to gauge distance. You can use your jab to actually parry a punch coming at you. You can use it to apply pressure. You can use it to get to the body. You can use it to interrupt somebody's punches. There's a plethora of things. You can time it with your slip and counter somebody while gaining an advantage to work your way inside. There's so many things you can use with a jab that is not just for a taller person. It ain't. That's what makes it beautiful. Inoue did it against Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton was the bigger fighter, the taller fighter, the longer fighter. Top 10 pound for pound fringe contender at that point in time in his career. We remember the conversations. You can go back and look through. We remember exactly what we were talking about when we broke down that fight. That was actually one of the things that kicked off the growth for this channel and turned this kind of into a boxing channel. Because everybody wanted to hear about Inoue. Everybody tuned in to that podcast episode. This is before we went live. All this has been done throughout history. So it's effective. You can use it, but not overuse it. Okay, I see what you're saying. And what you're saying sounds good, and it is right, but it's different for every fighter. Because for every fighter, the use of the jab, especially if you're smaller, varies in the volume that works for you or against you. For some people, not throwing it enough is what's harming them. And throwing it more would actually help them, even as a smaller fighter. And for others, yeah, they throw it so much without the necessary moves or the necessary understanding of what I'm trying to set up or what I'm trying to bait out, that yeah, you're throwing it without a plan, so you're throwing it too much. hence you're in trouble. It's a fine line of when you're throwing more versus when you're not throwing enough. Because for every fighter, based on how they fight, it's different. But using it and using it as the foundational thing is the thing that always needs to happen. And oftentimes we want to complain about people overusing their jab. Honestly, it's taller people. If we want to talk about overusing it, because once somebody starts countering that jab and they're still trying to go back to the well with it, now, boom, you haven't adapted to what's been getting you caught. And now you're in trouble. That's a more common thing for, that's a more common thing for taller fighters than for shorter fighters. Shorter fighters are more so overcommitted. And then boom, that's when you get knocked out. Taller fighters, you throw it too much and somebody's slipping and you ain't adapting to it. And now you get knocked out. So it's a twofold street regardless of height. It's the understanding of what makes a jab effective, regardless of your height and size, that can turn you into a weapon of destruction or a weapon that's predicated to getting caught all the time. A self-destructive weapon. It can be both. It can be both, regardless of the height. And so just to help clear the air a little bit. That's what it can do. And so, no, if you're a shorter fighter, use your jab, because if you don't, you're neglecting a point of emphasis that can help unlock aspects of your game. Even Nick Ball doesn't. He's the shortest fighter at 126 right now. Nick Ball uses his jab to start pressure, to explode forward, to gain momentum, to interrupt his opponent's offense, to close the gap, as well as to force him to the ropes. Then those hooks can really come into play. Canelo, same thing. Double, triple jab the hook as you're walking down back in the corner. You back up because of the power. Next thing you know, up, I ain't got nowhere to go. Boom, boom, boom. Restart the cycle over again. The jab is a beautiful thing that can do so many ways. Lomachenko, I almost forgot. And again, thank you. Ryan Grace, you took the words. I forgot about it. Lomachenko had one of the best jabs in all of boxing. And that brother was short as all get out. Almost every opponent was taller and longer. But his understanding of how to use the jab off of angles made him the Matrix. Honestly, it should have won him that fight against Devin Haney, because I felt he won that fight. It gave Teofimo Lopez a bunch of trouble. It started the second half of Lomachenko's fight with Teofimo Lopez to help him close that gap and turn it into a one-round fight. Yes, Teo won the fight in round 12, but still, round 6 and on, up until round 11, hey, brother, Loma was doing work off of building with that jab. And so it's a beautiful thing to use. It really is a beautiful thing to use. What many fighters have done it all the time. And so don't neglect it just because you're short. Understand how to unlock it with your deficiencies. Because there's a reason why it's called the greatest weapon in boxing and the most necessary weapon in boxing, the jab. Because regardless of where you are in a fight or what you are as a fighter, you master that. You essentially got a weapon of control that can change a fight. You do. You do. Not with game-changing power, but with you can control and take real estate whenever you want. You know why? Because you understand how to use your jab. You get it? It's a nullifier and an accentuator for both yourself and against the opponent. So it's possible. It is possible. Let me see. Welch, wait till everybody realizes my grading, my wait till everybody realizes my model for grading fighters is the right one. Most champions are indeed C level. So, see, you know what? If it catches on, I have no issue. My only gripe is just at the top of the top. I think there's more A fighters than you're giving credit to. That's my thing. Like, in a way, I think you put T.O. there. And then you didn't put Inoue there. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the work? But still, it's strict. But I get why it's strict. Some people may take a liking to it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not here to speak against it. Everybody's got their own scale. We use it. It's not a. I've heard ones that are just outright belligerently wrong. Trust me, I've heard worse. I'm not using that as a slight. I'm not saying yours is bad, but I have definitely heard worse. I have sure enough heard worse than this. That is with no means of reality at all, making them vibes and aura alone. So trust me, you ain't doing bad at all. Keep it going. Make it more strict. Make it so that there's only one fighter for A and B, and everybody else falls into C and C plus. Make it like that, huh? The second best fighter in the world is a B. The best fighter in the world is A. That's one. That's it. A and B is number one and number two. A is number one. B is number two. C is everybody else. Go ahead. That'll bubble some feathers. That'll put a hard cap if anybody wants one. Oh Lord! But look, we gotta go. It's 2:54. We said we weren't going 3 hours. We're gonna keep to it. So we're gonna end the show right now, and we're gonna wrap it up and send it home. I love the support. I love the show. I'm not trying to miss anybody's chats, but we are at the time that we got to do a hard cap, so I can have the time to recover for tomorrow, and then Friday, and then Saturday, and then Sunday. We can continue it. We're going to have a lot more to talk about going over to the world of sports. I guarantee you. I promise you. But for right now, we got to wrap this show up and send it home. So, with all of that being said, this has been another episode of The Watchable with me, your host, Jean-Luc Welch. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the show. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your time, your effort, your energy. Wherever you were listening, we're so glad that you spent some time with us. Again, we celebrating the birthday. Yes, sir. It's still the birthday week. We celebrating all week long. Yes, indeed. If you want to keep on helping and giving me a great birthday gift, subscribe to the channel. We already got some people subscribing. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. Also, be sure, if you would, hit the notification bell so you know whenever we post right here on YouTube and on every podcasting platform imaginable. Also, be sure to go ahead and share the show with everybody you know so we can keep on building up this empire together. We got Cash App and PayPal while we're waiting on monetization. If you want to support the channel and help us to build more and more and more, and hey, drop a gift for your boy as we're going through with this show. Thank you to everybody who came through and talked and chatted in this stream. I'm not gonna lie, I need to make this thing go a little bit faster. I thought it was gonna be quicker. Lord knows it ain't. So you know what? We're gonna try to talk as much as we can until we see the credits end. I thought it was gonna be like a quicker end credit sequence. Regardless of which, we're gonna still do what we do best. But again, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you listening. We are gonna be back. Like I said, it's a birthday week. We're gonna stream every day. We missed Tuesday because we had some difficulties. We looking fine and good now. No, trust and believe. Look at me. I think I look cleaner than ever. But regardless of which, we're gonna be streaming tomorrow, Friday, fight night on Saturday, and early one morning on Sunday. We're gonna be there for the Inoue Crawford fight, for the Inoue Ahmed Ali fight, for the Crawford Canelo fight, and we're gonna be doing shows from now up until Friday, leading into the fight on Saturday. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be so much fun. I guarantee you don't want to miss it. Keep on subscribing, keep on sharing, and right, enjoy the rest of your day. And I've been Jean-Luc Welch. And y'all have been wonderful. Peace and love. Oh, we are out here. Yes, sir. We are going to see you all on Thursday. Be safe. Be blessed. And we out.